going, man.
Bryon patrolling in the desert heat. Old Badger traded for a YouTube beat. Steve behind the lens with a steady hand, telling stories of the law across the land. Lights and sirens fade, but the stories remain. Lessons from the street in a digital domain. LVCopsTV shining bright and true. Now it's Brian and Steve bringing it to you. Chasing shadows in the Vegas night. Now they teach the world wrong from right. Old scars still ache, but the mission's clear. Through the lens they fight to persevere. Lights and sirens fade, but the stories remain. Lessons from the street in a digital domain. LVCopsTV shining bright and true. Now it's Brian and Steve bringing it to you.
What's up, ride-alongs? Welcome to the show. We got Melissa B in the house. Thank you for all the love and support on the last video you guys showed. You obviously enjoyed it, as did I, as did she. So I brought her back. We are going to talk about the Brian Walsh case today. Very interesting case. Crazy case. Some of the same players, but we're going to talk about that. So she is sitting right over there off camera. She demands her anonymity, and I will respect that. But remember, you're on YouTube, so you can speak. Okay, there you go. Before she was like, quiet. Like, you're on YouTube. You can talk. It's okay. You got a microphone. Steve's over here. Steve's in the house. So let me do a little bit of house cleaning real quick.
Housekeeping.
Or housekeeping, whatever. House cleaning, housekeeping. If you're local in Vegas, go see Jonathan Jacobs, Simply Vegas Real Estate. Awesome company. They will find you a house, whatever you need. Go see them. I mentioned LVCopsTV, and he will hook you up. Jonathan Jacobs, Simply Vegas. Also, get your butt down to, go down to Zangief Jiu-Jitsu. If you're local, get your butt kicked. It's good for you. If you're not training and you're security or in law enforcement in any capacity, you are wrong and you know it. So also, Steve has a new AI channel out. So it's time to yell at Steve a little bit. Any Guy AI. Any Guy AI. Steve's new channel. Go give it some support. Go give it some love. I already subbed. Now, this is what concerns me, though, people. Steve's pretty smart. So what worries me is that when we sub his Any Guy AI, it turns into Skynet, right? And then it unalives us in the middle of the friggin' night, right? So sub at your own will, people. Sub at your own will. Also in his video, he said he didn't know if I wanted him here. Steve, how many times what do I always say? Where do I want you when I film? Yeah, let me conjure Steve. He didn't let me conjure you. I like to conjure you. He said he didn't even know if I wanted him here. All the time I always say, I want you here when we record. Makes it a lot better. I don't like talking to nobody. It sucks, people. It sucks. Talking to the camera, nobody here, it sucks. So I like people here. So Steve is here. Melissa's here. I think we're all set up. I'm trying to stall some time here, people. Steve's working, get stuff together. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. You guys. Hey, LV from Ohio. What's up? Steve, we're good?
Yeah.
Steve says we're good. Melissa, we good?
I think we're good.
She says we're good.
I mean, I don't know. You gotta ask the chat. I'm looking to see what they say.
Speak up a little bit.
You can't hear me?
Can you guys hear Melissa? So we're all good. We got a lot of stuff to talk about with Brian Walsh, and we might mention a couple other things too. We don't know. You know, we fly by the seat of our pants here and not exactly sure which way we're going to go. So, all right. Starting off with Brian Walsh. All right, Melissa. Where should we start from? The very, very beginning? You can take it from very first officer.
Sure.
There's two.
Officer Gregory Lawrence from Cohasset PD.
You know, I'm not sponsored by Zyn, but hey, Zyn, you know, hey, hook your boy up, okay? Holler at your boy. Cinnamon 6 and coffee 6, in case you want to send a care package. Sorry. All right. Which guy was first?
Gregory Lawrence.
Now, I don't know. Gregory Lawrence. I'm not going to go. We don't have any video. Sorry, I'm getting my notes out. We don't have any video because I didn't want to do this kind of like Karen. I didn't want to just sit there, show them talking on the stand. Most of the stuff was pretty good. So I didn't really want to bore you guys with that. I just wanted to have a discussion about the case. So we're not going to show any video. It's just Melissa and I just talking. Okay. Things that are good and bad, stuff that we noticed. We took a lot of notes. Now our notes might be the same. We have not compared the notes. They might be the same. They might be identical, or they could be completely different. I look at it through a cop point of view. She looks at it through like a normal citizen, right? A normal lay person, a prudent person, right? So, okay. Officer Greg Lawrence from Cohasset PD, 6 years on school resource officer, right? I liked his testimony. He was a good dude, big boy too, right? Big boy, had a beard, really felt and sounded like he knew what he was doing. He had a good testimony. What did you think about him?
I liked him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked him, and I like the Cohasset PD. I feel like you guys are in good hands in that small department of only 22 officers.
Yeah. Now, he responded because Hugh Dunleavy reported Anna missing. So that's why Officer Lawrence responded to 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway. That's a lot to say. 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway. Okay, so that's why he responded. So straight up, missing person, right? Hasn't seen his wife. She disappeared, last seen January 1st. This is January 4th. Okay, so just going to a missing persons call. Didn't record the interview, right? Melissa, he did not record the interview.
Who didn't?
Officer Lawrence, which you probably wouldn't, right? Well, the body cam should have gotten.
There was no body cam.
I know they don't have body cams, but had they worn body cam, that would have provided the recording. He didn't have body cam, nor did he record it. Again, when you're first arriving on a missing person, probably not dire need to record that, but you're going to take a lot of notes, that's for sure. Okay, so he got the information. She was last seen in her vehicle in DC about December 29th, right? From Hugh Dunleavy. That was the last time he saw her and the vehicle. So leaving DC, coming back to Boston. Officer entered Anna into NCIC, right? Melissa, do you know what NCIC stands for?
Yes.
What does it stand for?
Are you going to make me define it?
National Crime Information Center, right?
Because I have to check my notes.
Oh, you're going to check our notes. National Crime Information Center. So I'll explain to the lay people out there right along that when somebody is missing, when you put them into the NCIC and you enter them into teletypes, what happens is that their information is in the computer system for all of the United States. Everybody who's plugged into, all the law enforcement plugged into NCIC, which is FBI, is everybody. So this way, let's say I report Melissa's missing, right? Now she goes back to Philadelphia. Now, if the cops in Philly run her, she'll come up as, boom, missing person out of Las Vegas. Now, will they take her into custody if she's a missing person? No, she's a grown adult. And if you want to be missing, is it against the law to be missing? No, you're a grown adult. This is America. This is a free world, right? You can do whatever you want. So they would not take her into custody, but they would advise her, hey, you are listed as missing. And then it would be on her to say, hey, I'm not missing. You can take me out of NCIC, contact your husband, whatever. So that's what Officer Lawrence did. And that's what it means when he said he entered her into NCIC. Okay, You have anything to add into that, Melissa?
No.
Okay. And I'm just going over what he did when he got there, right? So going through the steps, he pinged the phone, Anna's phone. The last ping was at 3:14 a.m. on January 2nd, which was off of Reservoir Road, about a quarter mile from the house. Officer Lawrence checked JetBlue to see if there was a flight, right? Checked Uber. He checked Lyft. He checked her apartment in DC, right? So nothing 425, nothing sus, right? Nothing suspicious. We would call that 437 here in Vegas. It would be a civil standby or a welfare check. I need you to go to this address, check, make sure they're okay. She was not there. January 4th, returned. Oh, go ahead. What you got?
He also said that they checked Uber and there was no records from the family residence. And Washington, D.C. Metro PD contacted by them to check the townhouse. They entered it with his permission,
Right.
with Walsh's permission.
Right. And because she did have an account with Uber Lyft. She did have an account with JetBlue. She did have an account with Venmo. She had a bunch. So it's reasonable to step by step go through all of these places and businesses to see if she had any interaction, any reservations, or if she actually used their services, right? And then you got the credit card line. So follow that. January 4th, returned to the house to interview Mr. Walsh and the 3 kids. Then he conducted the recorded interview.
On the 4th, he returned with, wasn't that when he returned with Sergeant Harrison Schmidt
Yes,
of Cohasset PD?
correct.
That was the second officer on the scene.
Correct. Yeah, there was a couple of people with him. Conducted Brian handed the phone. It's all there. What were they stressed about? Anna, he told Officer Lawrence that Anna was stressed about traveling, right? She's traveling back and forth to work on the weekends, which that would suck. That would be horrible to live in DC and then go home on the weekends. Brian's pending case against him, right, for the Andy Warhol thing.
He said that there was no affairs. I see in the chat people are saying affairs. Can you guys hear me? I see Gwen said they can't hear me. Am I just not talking loud enough?
Is your mic? I think your mic's pointing down. Steve, check her.
Yeah. Was that the problem?
Yeah, the top part. How do you want the top part facing up?
Okay. Sorry.
And flip it up here. There you go. She has it down here. There, boom.
Brian. Is that better?
Is that better, everybody?
I'll turn it up.
Somebody said it's off.
There, I turned you up.
Is it off?
Steve will check it.
No. Oh. No. You good?
All right.
I can just hear. She sounds far away.
She sounds far away. All right, just speak up a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe you just need to speak up a little bit.
I turned you up.
All right. All right. Where were we?
We were, he said neither of them were having affairs.
Right. I think that's the truth.
Well, if your husband or wife was having an affair, would you know it? I mean, it's,
Well, what about there's a lot of talk about her, right?
right, but that's extra. You know what they say, if you read stuff outside the Bible, it's extra biblical. So I'm going to say this is extra biblical as far as the case goes. I just want to judge it based on what's presented before us,
Okay.
right?
No,
Like
no.
the jury, well, even the jury wouldn't see what we've seen because
Right.
this is an evidentiary thing.
Yeah, and we don't know who this mysterious guy is,
Right.
if there was one.
There was
allegedly.
no mention of another
There
gentleman.
there was no name. Couldn't find a name because I looked for a little while. Like,
I
who
mean,
is this
the
guy?
police officers, nobody that they talked to, friends and family, reported in that hearing that there was
Yeah.
another man or another female.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously all the talk about her, because her friend and I wrote her friend name down somewhere in my notes here. I think it was Alyssa, said that Anna was planning on leaving Brian and taking the kids to DC. you know. So I think it could have been possible, you know, and especially if she's concerned about the legal stuff and she's not happy anymore, you know. What are you doing? Reading the chat?
Well, some people say I sound like I'm in a tin can.
Well,
Which maybe that's just my normal voice.
yeah, maybe she sounds like she's in a tin can.
Let's hold it by your mouth for a second.
Oh,
Yeah, hold it up here.
oh my goodness. Hello, hello.
Keep doing that.
See, I have nothing in my ears, so I cannot hear what they're saying.
Want me to just hold it by my mouth? Is it better? Reverb. Somebody says reverb.
Reverb. We love reverb here, at least on guitar. A little bit of reverb. Sing us a song, baby.
I don't sing.
I love singing. It's
Somebody
just
says they don't think my mic is connected. Well,
I don't,
Steve says my mic is connected. Sorry, Hugh. I see. It's anyway. All right.
the Lord did not gift me with it.
Oh, thank you, Brandy. I
Good
know I
singing
don't,
voice.
but I appreciate your kind words about my beautiful voice. All right.
How we looking, Steve?
Just keep going.
All right.
All right. All right.
Affairs, right?
Yeah. So we don't know. It's alleged, but you know, hey, if she's not happy, and again, like I said, with the trouble he's facing, the legal trouble coming, it
Stuck with him through all of that. Do you think I don't think she would be leaving if she stuck with that all of his prior legal issues that she was leaving.
Okay.
At this point,
well, there you go.
we don't have
No,
anything.
that's-
So I think we have to be careful to not what's the word? I don't know, to spread rumors. Just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. No, that's why you're here. We're not always going to agree on things, and that's what makes it cool. Yeah, I kind of look at it that way too. You know, I try to look at both sides, and if she did stick by him through all the bad stuff now, it's why would she leave all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, marriage, better or worse, maybe she's one of the rare gems that took her marriage vows seriously.
Steve, what are you looking for?
Magic mics.
They're in the top right there. Yep. Just lift that up. Lift that up.
Hi,
Right
Chrissy.
there.
He's talking to me. I'm his
Sorry.
wife, and I'm off camera because I like my anonymity. I hope that's okay.
It's that.
And sometimes you see me in the chat.
It's this one. The computer. Steve says my computer does not like microphones. If I could ask my computer, I would. Like, I need Jarvis. That's what I really need. I need Jarvis.
You want to try Summer's mic?
No, I won't.
Mhm.
Can you all hear me? Probably not. Oh,
Say happy birthday to Noodles, Mom.
happy birthday, Noodles Mom.
Mom.
Mama, happy birthday. Enjoy your day. That's like Saturday birthday.
Tomorrow. It's her birthday tomorrow.
Oh, well, Sunday birthdays are good too. I work on Sundays though. Always working on Sundays. What you got there, Steve? What you got for me?
Hi,
All right.
Chrissy. Thank you. So like last time.
What do you think of the folded plastic sheet that Officer Lawrence saw as Saul with 2 L's, Saul, in the car, in the SUV?
I'm sorry. What did you ask? I zoned out for a second. I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so
What do you think Officer Greg Lawrence thought when he saw that folded plastic sheet in the Volvo, in the
Is this the
SUV?
first officer?
Yeah, in the back.
Well,
And I have a picture, but Steve's busy. We're trying to get the microphone stuff set up. So we have a picture of the SUV, not his SUV, the actual, but same make and model.
what do I think he thought? Well, I don't know. It could go 2 different ways. Maybe he thought nothing of it. I mean, just because there's a plastic sheet in the back of my car from Star Nursery, which I just use all the time.
There you go.
So
That's
maybe,
why I asked her.
yeah, maybe he's like me.
Yeah.
So
So again, as a cop, when you see the plastic in the back, you're like, so am I thinking, okay, this guy is using it for a human body? Of course.
they said, sounds good now.
Okay. Sounds good. I don't even have a mic. Am I mic? Is this? Oh, yeah, I do
You're
have a
mic,
mic.
yeah.
Okay. What was I saying? You see the plastic in the back. I'm instantly, and again, I'm tainted and I'm a cop. So as soon as I see that plastic, I think this dude's got stuff in here to whack somebody. That's what I'm thinking. Doesn't mean it is. Okay. But that's where my mind goes to. Okay. So as soon as I see it, I'm thinking that. And then I'm thinking now I want to look for any kind of blood or any kind of matter on that plastic sheet at all. Get a flashlight, everything. I'm looking through it. Now, like my wife just said, she uses it. We keep one in the back because when she goes to Star Nursery and we buy stuff and dirt and stuff, it doesn't get the car dirty, right? So it can look really, really bad, but it can be really, really innocent, right? So, and you have to keep that in mind. Me as a cop, I always go right to the worst.
Did he see anything on it? He didn't say anything.
He did not say anything in his testimony about looking at it or going through it or trying to find something on it. He literally was just like, yeah, I saw it.
But if you're passing by and you peek in the open hatch, it was an open hatch. You see there's a picture on the
there
screen.
it is. There's a picture on the screen, people.
You would notice if there was blood on it, for example. Wait, can you say that on
Yeah,
YouTube? Is
yeah,
that
you can,
okay?
yeah,
I don't even know.
yeah, you can say blood. Well, I mean,
Red
it's
coloring.
blood.
If there was red color.
If there was red coloring, a red colored substance on it, I think you would see it. Yes. Mhm. I mean, me personally, I would have hit it with a flashlight and looked at it for
Well, what time
just a
was
quick
this?
second. This was, I think, in the morning. This was 11:54 in the morning because Officer Lawrence works from 8 to 4 that day.
Mm.
So he responded to 516 Chief Justice on 11:54. I took my notes, and if they are correct, and they always are, that's what that was.
Do you want this one?
What? Yeah, well, either way. So if the seats were up and you look through, you're not going to see the plastic in the back. But again, when it's a hatchback, which again in court, I don't know, there was a big discussion. Look, it's a hatchback. It's a SUV with a hatchback. That's it. Open up the back, and that's where there's the plastic. So, and of course you're going to do that. All right. So I thought Officer Lawrence did a good job for a 6-year officer, right, and a school school resource officer. I thought he did a good job. I thought he went through the steps. The preliminary investigation, when the first officer arrives on scene, that's what you do, right? You're doing the preliminary investigation, trying to find out the who, what, why, where, when. Mine sounds good. Yeah. So I thought he did great. I thought he did good. And his demeanor on court, that when you watch his testimony, that's pretty normal, right? He answered the question, yes, no, I don't remember. Can't wait to get to Buchanan.
Can we answer one question from
Sure.
Sheila?
We can answer as many as you
wanted
want.
to know if they had a search warrant. Not good with this?
Go ahead and turn that
So any microphone companies out there that want to sponsor us, all ears.
Okay, so Sheila asked, did they have a search warrant or was it in plain view? Yeah, it was in plain view because they said if you saw the picture there, they could see it when they were walking by. We just showed the picture. It was an open hatch. If you peek in the car, you would be able to see the
Yeah. You don't need a warrant for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like always, you always want to get a warrant. You always want to get a warrant. But we'll talk about that as soon as I get this microphone.
How's the sound now, you guys?
Does anybody else have this many problems with microphones?
Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that.
All right, back to the old mics. Okay, is this good? We good, people? Can you hear me? I
Sound
forgot.
is good.
Sound is good? All right, I forgot. Why didn't we have this in the beginning of the show? Dang. We always start off messed up.
Sheila said very faint, but others say good. Melted sugar and hot daddy. Can we get a shout out, please? What's happening with the sound?
I didn't change it yet, so it's still the same.
Oh, it's still the same.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Anyway. Keep
All right.
going.
Okay. No, I just wanted to ask about the vehicle. Okay, because he was the first one to see the plastic. He was the very first person to see that plastic in the car. And to me, that's a big deal. So I absolutely want to document it, in case CSI wants to come and, I mean, you know, collect it and test it. You never know. If more comes of it, which did. All right. The next cop was Sergeant Schmidt, right? Sergeant Harrison Schmidt.
13 years.
13 years on, and he's been a sergeant for 2 years. I think he did a wonderful job. His testimony was glorious. So he's a detective, a sergeant detective. There's 22 cops, one detective supervisor. That's him. Okay. So he is the supervisor. So at 18, he was called to the house at 15:30 hours for the Anna case, right? That's 3:30 in the afternoon. 15:30 hours is 3:30 in the afternoon. So he was called to the house to discuss the disappearance of Anna. He conducted an interview with Bryon at 18:30, which is 6:30 at night. Okay. He was aware that the trunk was lined with plastic as well. Well, I shouldn't, was it, I don't want to say lined. Let's just say there was plastic in the trunk.
He said in trunk, it was lined with plastic.
Okay. So,
Sheeting. That's
okay.
verbatim what he said.
Okay, then verbatim, then that's what it was. It was lined, right? If it's in the report, that's what it was. So if it was lined, the trunk, then the trunk was lined and it was.
And the judge actually stopped to get some clarification on this, which I appreciated because I was like, wait, they're looking in the trunk, blah, 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 without a warrant. But then she clarified, which I thought was a great questioning on the judge. I really like this judge a lot.
Yeah, the judge was cool. She had a little New York, I like how she said, he didn't even ask that.
Yeah,
You got the wrong guy. He didn't even ask that. Yeah, it's not the right guy. You're getting mad at the wrong guy. Mm-hmm. All right. January 5th, he put out an APB, right? All points bulletin, right? International travel for Anna was flagged. Uber checked. Records check done with Uber. Records check done with Lyft. Records check done with JetBlue. K9 was called out. Okay. K9 came out, searched the property. He requested additional resources, and they recorded the interview. All right. You with me so far?
With you so far.
You got the same notes?
Yes.
Okay. Lieutenant Lopes, Buchanan, Sergeant Hunt, DeChico went into the house to interview Brian Walsh. Present were Diana, Brian's mom, and the kids, and Brian. DeChico and Hunt sat in on the interview, which was recorded, which was good. There was negative 405 from
Unaliving, self-exiting. I'm sorry, self-exiting.
correct. Negative 405 negative suicidal thoughts or something like that.
Are you allowed to say that?
You can say suicidal thoughts. I mean, right?
I don't know.
YouTube is very weird anymore. I don't know. From what he said, there was negative any affairs during the interview. 2-week vacation. He was upset. Brian said that she had a 2-week vacation and she spent it away from home. Right. So that's a little strange. DeChico said, I would like the entire phone for the timeline and the tone of Anna. I agree with that. Right.
Yeah.
You really want to, as a cop, when I arrive, I want to find out, okay, were you guys fighting? What was the mood? What was the nature of your relationship? What was the atmosphere? What was your relationship like in the past couple weeks? I'd want to see that. I'd want to hear it, you know? So definitely want to check out the whole phone, which is everything. That's what stems from the whole problem is.
What's the lesson, people?
that
Don't
whole
put
in-
anything in text you don't want any law enforcement to look at.
Yeah. Be careful with what you text people. I mean,
as we learned from Brian Higgins.
We learned from
that's
Higgins
quite
and-
embarrassing.
learn from Higgins and Proctor and everybody else. Yeah. Be careful with what you text if, you know.
Just think of the a judge, a jury, and everybody reading it out, and the internet going through your text. And people would probably be more mindful of what they put in text.
Probably. Yeah. Okay. Forensic interview for the kids was scheduled for 10 o'clock the next day. Consent to search the home. For what? Consent to search the home.
For her, this was a missing persons case. Up until this point, missing person. They are looking for a missing person.
They are.
That's all they're looking for.
They
They're
are.
not looking for anything else.
Missing person.
We're all very clear about this.
Okay. But are they consent to search the house for a person? 425 stuff, suspicious stuff, consent. So when you have the consent to search, you have to fill out a consent to search form. On that form states who's conducting the search, who's present, the area that they will search, and what they are searching for.
Does that apply when you're looking for a missing person?
For a missing person, I've never asked for consent to search for a missing person. You just say, hey, we per our policy, we have to recheck the house. Most places do. You have to recheck the house. I've had real cases, a true story, found a 3-year-old asleep in a pile of clothes. The officer missed it, and he was real mad that he missed it because I found the kid. He was a new officer, and I'm a crusty old guy. So he searched it. I said, did you search the house? He goes, yeah, I checked that house. The kid is not in there. And I'm like, okay, parents are freaking out. I'm like, look, relax. I've never not found a kid. They're running up and down the street freaking out. I see a big pile of clothes. Start pulling the clothes off. Kids sleep underneath. So that's why we recheck the house. But I've never needed a warrant. You just ask, hey, I need to recheck that. Per our policy, we need to recheck.
Potato Pirate said who reported her, though it wasn't him.
Correct. It was her boss.
I don't think that would be unusual.
Hugh Dunleavy reported her missing, her boss.
Apparently she spent a lot of time in another state.
Correct.
So why would it be unusual? He said she left. The 6-year-old said she left.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual for him to not report her missing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The husband, their relationship is
everybody's is unique.
Yeah, everybody's is unique. So they got used to her not being around, right? She's gone. She only comes home on the weekends, and sometimes she doesn't even do that. So that's tough. Like, I would not want to be in that relationship at all. To me, that's horrible. I would not. Would you want to be in that, Melissa?
Me personally, I could never imagine being away from my kids.
Yeah. Well, and you just,
Especially there's 6. What were they, 6?
2, 4, and 6.
Yeah.
So it's too much to not be home every night. Yeah. You're going to miss too much. So, and that could have made her absence makes the heart grow fonder, or can make colder. It or colder. So her not being around as much might have kind of given her like a little bit of freedom to where she's like, you know what, I love my family and all, but I also like doing whatever I want to do. Maybe that was pulling on her too, you know? All right. What else? Let's see. Where did I leave off at? The forensic was canceled. Consent to search the home. It's too big. You need to just get a warrant, depending on what you're looking for. So this was on the 5th. She's been gone since the 1st. As soon as I hear, there's also 2.7 million in life insurance. Me personally, people, I'm looking at him like he did something to her. And I'm just going to be honest with you, because I'm a cop. 5 days, you didn't call in your wife. You haven't really even checked on her. You get the money's coming. You're having financial problems. Your relationship is strained. Yeah, me personally, I'm thinking he probably did something to her. So that's the direction I'm going to go. Okay. Melissa probably feels the complete opposite, which is fine. So just going for right now, what we know, how would you feel about this if you were standing there talking?
Well, you're innocent until proven guilty. And I feel irritated when people forget that. And I understand cops have to look at it differently. but as a normal person, I feel like you do a disservice to your fellow humans if you start to just assume the worst of people, because the way our justice system in America works is not guilty until proven innocent. So how would you feel if it was you? They might have a strange dynamic. They might, maybe they don't talk for weeks at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. They could have a strange dynamic. Yeah.
And I'm not saying what my opinion is on whether I think, because again, in my opinion, whether I think he did it or not is not relevant, because I haven't heard the trial presented to me yet. And that's the only
Right.
time I'm going to personally give my opinion is that.
Right.
So
Trial's coming up
yeah.
in October.
I do have
We will
everything
cover
that they did check
Mhm.
that on the 5th there when they went back, it says that they checked the entire home, including the attic, because they didn't look in the attic the first time looking for her.
Always check the attic.
Because, and something I found unusual was there was a hole in the drywall in the ceiling between the attic and the bedroom of Mr. Walsh's room,
There was.
which I thought was strange, especially because this is a rental home. And if anybody's ever been a landlord or a tenant, you know, they don't like holes in your drywall. So I thought that was a little unusual.
Yep.
They said they used flashlights to look in the pool. And again, yeah, he had
Smart.
the opportunity to look at night before.
Mhm.
Nothing recovered from the pool. And I thought the night before the fire department came out and sort of dredged it and looked with their high beam lights
Smart.
and everything.
Yep. We would do the same thing. Yep.
Inside the Volvo, they said there was a receipt from Lowe's dated 1/4/23 and a cell phone. And there was, I went back and noted this because he did note that there was vacuum marks now, and the sheet was no longer there. And there, again, but to me, that doesn't mean anything. I vacuum my car like so many times a week. So again, I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt that that's not evidence of anything.
Right. I vacuum my truck once every like 5 years.
And he also said they checked the trash barrels that lined the driveway and there was nothing in them.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
just a few things that I noted from his testimony.
Mhm. And the cop aspect. If I ask you, do you mind if I search your house? And you're like, no, go ahead.
I would say no.
Well, no, you just saying. If I say, hey man,
Wait, what are you looking for?
mind if I search your house? And you're like, sure, go ahead. It's the as a cop, I'm thinking the suspect's only going to let me in cold areas. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm the bad guy and I know I did something to somebody, but I know that I didn't do it to them in my house, and my house is 100% free and clear, yeah, I'm going to let you search. I'm going to let you go ahead, do what you want, because I know there's nothing there that can incriminate me. So I'm like, go ahead. It's called a cold zone. So I feel safe and comfy in a cold zone. The exact opposite of that, I'll throw this at you. Remember the body cam footage of Chris Watts? That is not a cold zone. He is freaking out.
Yes.
He is warm, hot zone. Not so much that it's incriminating at the house where he was. It's that he just got done unaliving people, and 2 seconds later, he's staring at a bunch of cops. Talk about a, oh crap moment, right? So again, there's the difference. So when he says, if he said to me, yeah, go ahead and search my house, now I'm thinking, I ain't gonna find nothing.
I
Ain't
also
gonna find nothing.
think that's a negative of not having the body cameras, because you don't get to see. Is he nervous?
That's huge. Gotta have body cams, guys. 2025, right? Come out. This ain't Flintstones. This ain't Bedrock. Get your guys' body cameras. Don't tell me they're all that expensive and you can't afford them. Come on.
I will say none of the officers that testified said he seemed sweaty, nervous, impolite. They said he was very cooperative.
Yep.
So nobody commented that he was fidgety, or I don't recall seeing anybody mark on him behaving a la Chris Watts.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm not going to say that yet. I will wait because
Okay.
we're coming to it.
So now you want to move to the 6th?
Well, that was Schmidt. Hold on. Let me see what else I have.
Okay.
So yours were all good. So I have some more notes. The holes in the ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. And the walls. Which shows what? Anger. Right?
What do you think that should? Oh, yeah,
Shows
I didn't
anger.
think about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many holes have I punched in my life?
None.
0. Right? And people say I'm angry. I'm passionate. People passionate. I mean, I don't want to punch walls. You're not going to win. Right? So that shows a little bit of anger, maybe, possibly, because we don't know.
Oh, Sue brings up a good point here. She says her daughter's bulldog ate his way out of her room through drywall, and I could not believe the mess. Okay, that's a good point.
Right? Remember when Tyson Tyson ate through our drywall.
Yeah.
He was in a cage too, and he was bored, so he ate a big hole in our drywall. So again, like I said, we don't know. Could it have been an anger? Of course. Could it have been a rat? Yeah. Could have been a squirrel with an AK. Who knows, people? You know what I mean? All right.
Can we, I just wanted to, I don't know if you're going to get there about the forensic interview of the children. You want to save that for later?
Well, that was canceled by who?
By Mr. Walsh.
Why?
We don't know.
We don't.
We're not given a reason.
No. And we'll get to the child. Yeah, we'll get to that. I also have consent for the Volvo. Found Lowe's receipt, which, okay, you talked about that. He checked the banking for Anna. You always do that too, right off the bat. Check for the banking, see if she's using the credit card, debit card, or see if anyone's using it. He set up the CP, command post. SAR, search and rescue, came out. Big scene, right? That's a big scene. You have a missing person. Per policy, set up a command post, research the house, and now you got everybody out looking. SAR, search and rescue, canine, all the resources coming out, right? Just like in the movies. That's exactly the way it is. Okay. Jim, why did I have Jim Mutlow? Who's that?
That's the friend.
Mutlow?
That
Jim
was,
Mutlow.
that was their guest on New Year's Eve.
That's why I wrote his name down. Jim Mutlow was the guest. Yes, he was interviewed. Oh, the coworker, friends. So he arrived at the house at 8:30 and he left at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then they went to bed at 1:30, which sounds about normal. They checked all the apps, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Venmo, reviewed all of her emails, per Bryon and the attorney. So I would say Sergeant Schmidt did an excellent job. Everything that I would have done, he did. I don't think he missed anything really. I think he nailed it all. Of course, you know, when we have a missing juvenile, the command post, everything takes place right then. There is no waiting. It's as soon as you get there. If you don't find that kid, every available officer is coming to that area to search for this kid. That's how serious we take it here in Las Vegas. I've been on a ton of missing kids, and they are all horrible. Because you feel horrible for the parents. But I've never not found a kid. Sleeping on buses, you know, wherever.
Awesome.
All right, so Schmidt did a good job. All right. Now, who was next? Buchanan? Was Mr. Buchanan next? I got him on a different pad.
Let me look.
Because I ran out of paper.
I took a lot of notes.
Buchanan?
No, actually, I didn't take as many, I don't think, on Trooper B.
Oh, this one. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Can I talk about him, just his demeanor a little bit this time?
Anything.
All right, I know, chat, you're going to be mad at me, but I actually really like Sergeant B. His testimony this time.
This time.
This time. And just like I said last time, we talked about how I felt I liked Brian Albert based on his testimony. Now, when I saw him in the interview, I didn't like him as much. But when I saw him on the stand, I found him to be likable. And I felt the same thing about Sergeant B this time. I felt he did a good job. He answered the questions. He did show that, you know, he's probably not the sharpest tool in the shed, because he seems like maybe he failed up and he doesn't know what he's doing, because the other two cops did such a great job. And then he comes in and is like, he misspeaks. He says this, he says that incorrectly where it's not accurate. I mean, again, I don't think it's lying. I also think you could misremember, but I don't know. I liked him at this time. I thought he did a good job. In the Karen Reed trial, he was very defensive. In this one, he was just being a cop. It wasn't personal. And you could tell that. And I think that was a mistake in the Karen Reed. He shouldn't have taken it personal. It wasn't personal, but I can understand how cops take it personal, because you're being attacked on every front by the defense, and they're still people. You're still people.
It's hard not to sometimes. You know, you really have to remind yourself, keep
Oh,
yourself.
Steve, that's such a mean picture.
What? It looks good. Buke looks good. Okay, so.
Does he have a good one?
Oh.
So what I learned about Buchanan is, first off, sir, that gray suit does not look good. Don't wear a gray suit ever again. Stick to the dark blues. No, I can look good. Second, I thought I thought it was amazing how much he could remember in this case. When in Karen Reed, he couldn't barely remember anything. I don't recall. I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't recall. But did you notice in this case how he remembered everything? Right? So I noticed that right off the bat. Like, man, this guy's remembering every little detail. He couldn't even remember who the frig he called Karen Reed, but this time he remembers every single thing.
Well, I feel like the police are always given their reports to review and anything to review, right? In any case. So yeah, that would make sense
You
to
saying
me.
he should know it? He should. Yeah.
I think he was running a offense in Karen Reed. This time he was just being a
Defense.
cop. Oh, was it defense?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Defense.
This
offense.
time he
I
had
don't know football.
this time he had no problem remembering anything.
Yeah, I mean,
He remembered everything spot on. It's just it bothers me that in Karen Reed case he couldn't remember anything. Same with Brian Albert. Same with Higgy. Same with Gallagher. You know, it's amazing how you guys just don't remember anything. But in this case, you know, you're spot on. You're like it's like a fucking elephant over here.
can we go back to Schmidt for one
Yeah.
second? There was something that he said that I really remember when he said that the child had given him something, and I actually I don't know if I texted you about it or I just looked over
When
to
he
you.
handed him the iPad.
No, when he made a piece of artwork that the child made some artwork, the 6-year-old, and he gave it to the officer. And
did.
remember the look on the officer's face? The officer sort of was like looking out, and I said to you, he's remembering, and I think he's thinking, oh, everything that happened afterwards. He's just thinking about that
Yeah.
and what those kids were going to lose, what was going to be happening, and I think he was not in the moment then, but as he looks back now, he remembers that sweet, innocent moment with that kid. And I just felt like I honestly just wanted to go up and give him a hug because I could tell that was like haunting him. And you said it probably was because obviously that's not a huge department and that's not something that happens to them all the time. And yeah, I mean, if you have those 2 cops in your town, y'all should be buying them lunch and dinner because these 2 guys were, I thought they were stellar, the Cohasset Police Department officers that we saw.
Lawrence and Schmidt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good job.
stellar officers.
Buchanan, again, she thought he did good. He did fine. It's just I don't like the fact that well, let's start with him. Let's start from the beginning with him.
I'm not saying he did good. I'm saying that he did better and I found him likable. And to me,
Yeah, there's
you
nothing wrong
want
with
to
that.
find cops likable when they're on the stand. To me, that's important. I don't want a cop that comes up there and is cocky and degrading and just like acts like Devers. Is that how you say her name? Yeah.
We call it
Devers.
Devers here.
Devers. Yeah.
Devers.
She was unlikable.
Yeah.
I mean, there
She
was a
was.
lot of cops that were unlikable in the Karen Reed case,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying.
There's some cops. I'm doing future videos. We're doing a couple cops that are very, very unlikable. Yeah.
People are saying he has no business interviewing the 6-year-old, and I do have thoughts on that, so we'll get to
We're
that.
going to talk about that. Let's talk about that right now.
Okay, let's talk about that right now.
So Buchanan comes in and he's interviewing Brian. He's talking to Brian. Okay, we're past that. Then the 6-year-old comes in. 6-year-old comes in, sits on Diana's lap.
Well,
right?
she says, sit on my lap.
Okay, well, he's 6, so I get that.
Well, to me, that's different. I feel like that's different. To me, I view that maybe as, oh, sorry if I'm hitting the mic, as grandma is going to be in control. It could be viewed as comfort.
I would think it'd be all of the above. Comfort
But to
and
me,
control.
it could be viewed as a way of.
Of course she is. He's 6. She has to control him. Someone's got to look out for the kid, right? So.
I mean.
But here's the thing, people.
Yeah.
We don't interview kids. Here in the metro world, we don't interview kids. Okay? Period. You don't interview them. Now, depending on the case, the variables, the age, the maturity level, what they might possibly know, the urgency that we have exigent circumstances. Other than that, you don't interview kids. We just stay away from that. I knew when he started talking when he said in court that he interviewed the child, I knew where the lawyer was going. When he said, you interviewed him? He goes, well, yeah, asked him a couple questions, which there's nothing wrong with asking a 6-year-old, a couple questions, but you got to be careful. So with this case, a missing person, and again, people, just as me as a cop, she's missing 5 days, and not knowing what I know, I'm thinking he probably did something to her. I'm not going to ask the 6-year-old kid, you know, when was the last time you saw your mother? Where was the last time you saw your mother? When was the last time you've seen your mother? You don't say stuff like that. If, and this is where the cop or the attorney was going, if you want to interview a child, we have very specific detectives that are highly trained to interview children. Interviewing children is completely different than interviewing teens or adults. It's completely different. If you saw, like I've seen a 60-year-old guy, detective, interview an SA victim, and he acted like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid. Like that's what they had. That's what you have to do. So it's very, very specific. So that's why we don't mess with kids. We don't interview them. Okay. So now, Melissa.
My view of this was this child was not being interviewed as a victim. And my understanding is the
Correct.
police will interview a child forensically with specialists if it's a child victim. You're not interviewing a victim. And I asked
true.
you, how many times have you been in a house and you talked to the child? That's an interview.
That's
Any
true.
interaction is an interview.
That is true.
And he wasn't asking him. This child wasn't a victim. So I know people in the chat are going to hate on me. I saw somebody insulting me in the chat,
Okay.
saying I was naive
They
and I
insult me
was
too.
whatever. You know,
It's all right.
I'm sorry, but then maybe, ma'am, you wouldn't be a good juror because you're supposed to be unbiased. You're supposed to look at it, you know, as not as people are guilty.
Yeah.
It's different than a police view.
You're right. You are 100% right. My view is warped. So when cops' views are very warped at it. So I'm not a normal person. I'm not a prudent person to look at this at a case. I look at it very differently. That's why I ask you. That's why you're here.
Yeah, so I know people have a big issue. People are like, "Oh, and I see in the chat people are like, "Oh, he wasn't allowed." Well, first off, do you know the policy of the Massachusetts State Police to be able to say that? Show me the policy that says a child cannot have any contact with the police in any capacity unless it's a specially trained officer.
There is no policy.
There is no policy on that.
Right.
So he didn't do the wrong thing.
Yeah, what there will be a policy on is when conducting interviews with children under a certain age, you will have a specialist.
Maybe.
There, probably. I'm sure they have that somewhere in policy. I would hope. I would hope.
And I don't, honestly, personally, like, I don't understand why that's such a big issue for people. The kid didn't say, "Oh, my mom's in the backyard under a tarp."
True.
There was nothing big and exciting or
Yep.
case breaking. Whether that child spoke to him or not is to me irrelevant because there was nothing huge discovered. Yes, he does establish an alibi, I guess you would say, maybe for the dad, saying he saw the mom leave. If that's the case, I'm going to be honest with you. I do a Bible study every Tuesday with my friend Ashley, and she's got young daughters and a 7-year-old. I have a hard time believing that her 7-year-old could articulate the same type of alibi that we got from this 6-year-old child. I found that a little odd. So maybe he could have been told what to say. I don't know. Again, I don't know the dynamic. I don't know.
Kids usually tell the truth. Kids will tell the truth, especially when you're an officer, you're standing there, or I always get down to their eye level. So kneel or sit next to them or whatever. And you tell them, look, tell me the truth. And they'll tell you the truth. So, and again, I'm not saying Buchanan was wrong. What I'm saying is here in Vegas, we steer away from the kids. But like Melissa said, was it wrong for him to ask him a couple of questions? No, he is not a victim, right? Like you said. So I agree with all the points that you made. I agree with. It's not wrong to ask a kid.
And they did have consent.
Yeah, yeah.
Why did, like somebody said, there's no parental consent. The father was there.
The father's there.
This is a missing person.
Yeah, this is a missing person. There's
This
no
is a
crime yet,
missing-
people,
Yeah.
that the cops know yet. Now, is to me, standing there as a cop, would I think this is sus? Absolutely. And would I be on guard and listening to every single word everybody says? Yep, because that's how you catch things. But right now, they're on a missing person, right? So, again, I would not ask the child anything, but I'm not saying Buchanan did anything wrong there.
Yeah, I mean, here's my viewpoint. I feel like you can't judge this case based on the Karen Reed case. I feel that's very incorrect. I feel that's
It's a different case.
Yeah, it's
you can
totally
never
different.
compare cases unless they're identical.
Yeah.
Which very rare are they?
And we
right?
already know that Yuri was not the lead on that. It was Proctor.
Yeah.
So if people want to be mad, and Proctor was,
yeah,
you know, so
here's where I think Yuri messed up. the whole thing stems to the phones, right, and the iPads. Is it going to be fruits of the poisonous tree? That's what everyone's worried about.
Isn't that what the judge is going to decide?
That's why we have an evidentiary hearing coming up in a week or two. But that's what it really comes down to is, let's see, the plastic sheet in the trash. Buke didn't get it. He didn't even look at it. Buchanan, right? The January 5th and 7th interview, they said was loud and unprofessional. Should have moved. Right? Was that Buchanan?
See, I have a different memory of that.
Okay, what's yours?
That it was loud. The dog was barking. The kids were running around,
Mhm.
but they still were able to do an interview. They were just saying for the transcripts
For the
and for the
transcripts.
audio, but all the officers said they were able to hear.
Okay.
So that was the defense trying to say, see, you didn't hear him. He didn't give consent for
Mhm.
this, blah, blah, blah. That was to me running interference. That was not accurate portrayal. I went back and looked at what everybody said. None of the cops said that one of them said he had a little trouble hearing, but
Right.
then that was clarified on redirect.
Was that Buchanan? Or
No, that was Schmidt.
Schmidt.
He had a little, he was able to hear. There was no doubt he was able to hear because we're here for missing persons. He was being completely cooperative.
Right. So, and again, my take on that is if it's loud and it seems like it's unprofessional, move. Say, you know what? I'm not digging this room right now for this interview. It's too loud. I can't concentrate. Is there another place we can go that's private and quiet, please? And then they should have went in there. I've done that many times. Everybody has. It's not a big deal. January 4th, he knew that Brian Walsh had an attorney. Lipton was going with the fruits of the poisonous tree, right? Brian wants to ask the minor before he gives up the phone. Sarge said, we don't have a crime. Oh, this is, okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting into the next guy.
Somebody wants to know, Brian, would you have run a background on the dad beforehand, before you even went into that house?
Yeah. Well, you always run everybody. I run, as soon as I get their name and their date of birth, I run them, see what they're up to, see what they've been arrested for. And then if I can't find them, I'll run their DMV, get all their info from the DMV, and then run them through NCIC and see what we got. Because this way I know if he's lying to me. It's like, we always say, have you ever been arrested before? Because it shows me all your past. So see if he's going to lie.
Yeah.
And he does have a past. He does have a past. It's more white collar. He seems like he wants to be that art dealer type who's rich. Steve, what do they call the art dealer, dude? What curator? What, art people? Museum curator, whatever. He seems like he kind of wants to be like that, and with his rich mom. Well, his mom's got money, so at least that's what I hear. So it sounds like that's kind of what he wants to do, and that's where he got hemmed up dealing with all these paintings and stuff.
I think he was on house arrest, pretty bored, so he was trying to find some things to do, maybe to keep himself busy.
Very, very, very true. Very true.
Well, if you're already a rich person, why do you have to scam people? I don't understand that, but that's a conversation for another day, I think.
Yeah, for the Andy Warhols. I wouldn't know a real painting.
Yeah.
You could tell me this painting is worth $5 or $5 million, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Yeah, I don't know art.
Yeah.
All right. So Lipton came in now, and I want to see all comments due to the nature of the call. No consent to search for the. So, where's the email? I took a picture of it. I took a picture, people. I took a picture because I wanted to read it.
You see, freedom isn't free. Where's the video of that interview? They don't have body cams, remember?
Yeah.
And it was not just a 45-minute interview of just the child, because the grandmother was sitting there and he told us what the questions were. I understand people want to have a problem with this, but again, he was not the victim of a crime.
You talking about the kid?
I'm talking about the kid.
Yeah.
So I think I want to give some of my background. Maybe people don't know. I was a paralegal. I've also been a cop wife for a long time. And, so that doesn't leave me where I'm not just going to be comfortable saying, somebody is guilty or this was wrong or this was wrong, when that really doesn't, it's not consistent with my training and experience. I guess I would say.
We're very different. We're very different because me being a cop, I'm like, no, screw this dude. He's guilty, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, let's wait
But
to see
even-
what comes out.
Yeah, even Brian and I disagree on the interview of the child, and you
But
know,
we can agree to disagree
Yeah.
just like this, and it's all good because I'm not normal. I don't look at it normally. I don't have a problem with what he asked the child. Now, I don't agree with him asking, well, or I think he was going to ask him, where was the last time?
when was the last time you saw your mom?
mother? Again, the grandmom stopped him. She doesn't want the child to get upset. So I get that.
Or she doesn't, or there might be another reason.
There could be a lot of reasons, but we
Mhm.
don't know. But again, that's why grandmom was looking out for the 6-year-old, and the dad was there. So you don't need to ask the kid, consent when the dad's standing right there. That'll tell you, I don't want you interviewing my kid, and then it stops. But my problem is, again, is they knew he retained counsel on the 4th. Everything should have gone through the attorney after that.
It seemed to. She was very involved.
She did, and that's why I'm going to read this. So this is the email. In exchange, the attorney stated the following from attorney minor. As requested, the Norfolk District Attorney's Office agrees that in the investigation in Anna Walsh, any conversation between the attorney and the client, Brian Walsh, is excluded on the search and examination of the Brian Walsh's phone and Thomas Walsh's iPad. It is further agreed that any conversation between that Walsh and his wife 1 week before she went missing, 12/25 prior, shall be excluded from the search and examination of Brian Walsh's phone and the iPad. Should you have any questions, please contact me. No consent was to all communications on or after 12/25 was given. So the problem is Buke, or what was the other guy? Was it Fanning? No, Hunt. Hunt and Schmidt were saying that, oh man, it's cool. You don't just give us consent and we're going to do a dump of the phone. When you do a phone dump, it's going to take everything, right? And that's what we call them, phone dump and extraction, full extraction. It's going to take everything. We don't want to just take part. I want to take it all. And me as the cop, okay, now as the cop, when I'm there in front of him, I do want to try to I don't want to violate his rights, but my job is to get him to try to talk to me a little bit, right? If he lawyers up, he lawyers up. But my job is to get him to talk, give me some intel, right? Smooze him, trick him, whatever I got to do. So I can see them saying, look, man, and like Melissa said, we're here on a missing persons case. We're not even talking about anything else. We don't even have a crime. So if you give us your phone, it'll make everything a lot easier, right? And there's the problem. You want to get a search warrant. If you want to take anything electronically, get a search warrant. Consent to search sucks. Get a search warrant. If I give you consent to search my house, just a consent to search form, no warrant, can I stop you from searching at any time? Melissa, what do you think? If you sign a consent to search for the cops in the house, can you rescind that and stop at any time?
Sure.
Yes, you can. And that's why they suck. Because at any time, if you, so just so you know, ride-alongs, if you sign a consent to search form, at any time you can say, you know what, I take that back. You're not searching anymore. And they have to stop right then. Okay? Search warrant, can't do that. You're searching no matter what. They can scream and holler all day, stop, stop, stop. But legally, you're there. So see the difference, right? Search warrant would have solidified everything. But now, because they didn't get a search warrant, they looked through the phone. They saw some stuff that led them in a direction of somebody might have unalived somebody. Now we got a problem. Now they're like, oh, well, you saw this, this, and this when I told you you're not supposed to do that.
Can I?
Yep, interject, please.
So the defense attorney, when we got to the two forensic officers, really didn't have many questions. So to me, it seemed like what he was arguing was probably maybe almost a moot point, because apparently you can get that data from a lot of points, which is what we talked about. Remember the one question I asked, and I asked you to ask Steve, I don't know if you did, was can you automate Google searches, populate Google searches with a timestamp,
like automatically if you're not there. Like just in case, let's say devil's advocate, this was a setup of Brian Walsh.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is. Don't yell at me in
I
your
like
chat.
where you're thinking. No, you gotta attack things at all angles, people.
Yeah, you gotta
So what if
think.
she did frame him? What if, or set him up? Let's continue.
Yeah, so what if there was a way to I don't know if there is, but this is just the way I was thinking. What if there is a way to
And we Googled it.
populate those Google searches?
We Googled, can you premeditate or pre-schedule Google?
You can
No, I
automate
did.
anything, Steve
There you go.
said. Steve said you could.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
So
okay.
you can do that. So she could make it where Google looks those things up to make him look guilty. You see what I mean? Now, so technology now, people, it's getting crazy.
You
Which is
can
why I
get
don't like it.
location data. Brian and I just tested this from text messages.
Mhm.
I can, because if I share my location with Brian and he shares his with me, then you get my location data from text messages. So you do get it from communications.
Mhm.
And communications,
Yep.
some of the officer said communications meant online chats. So like with JetBlue, for example,
Yep.
any chatting apps
Mhm.
that would have and yeah, your location can be, can be embedded in those. I mean, even pictures, you can get location tags from pictures.
Mhm.
So I know people are saying, so the techie terms might not be the layman's terms that we think of. Oh, well, you went into my Safari search history, which might not be the case. I have to check my notes here to see.
Right.
But it seemed like they stayed within the dates they were told.
Mhm.
They specifically said we're going to stay in the dates that we were told.
You know what I learned from Google is that Jen McCabe, and I'm sure you're going to be shocked, people, but Jen McCabe did lie. And I'll tell you why. Google says when you open a browser, the browser is open. When you Google a search, it's timestamped. Jen McCabe on the stand said, well, I had a browser open and I Googled that at 6:02, whatever, 6:30, whatever in the morning, right? When she said that Karen told her to Google it. No, because Google says that no, that can't happen. It has nothing to do with an open browser. When you Google the search, it's timestamped, period, and nothing can change that. So she did Google that at 2:27 in the morning. We all knew it, but
That's what we believe.
that's what we believe. Yeah. There she is.
Hello, Miss McCabe. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure
Jennifer.
to see you again,
It's a
ma'am.
pleasure to see you again, ma'am.
We've missed your smiling face.
I'm in shock and horror at my friend lying or some guy lying face down in the yard.
The guy never came in the house.
Tell him the guy never came in the house. Oh, okay. I do miss talking about Karen sometimes. It's like the biggest real life soap opera in history. All right. Sergeant said we don't. Yeah. Okay. So what was I talking about? I was talking about how I would want to try to get his guard down, right? Try to talk to me. Because again, I want to express to him how bad I want to find his wife. That's my job as a cop there. I want to find his wife. I want to tell him, dude, we really want to find. So anything you can give us, we'll take because we want to find your wife. Do you want to find your wife? And when you put it on him, that's when you're reading the body language. What is he saying? How is he saying it? How is he acting? Like with Chris Watts. So as a cop, that's what I'm doing. Completely different from what everybody else sees or would handle it. But that's our job. So what do you think of that? Shane, listening. I
am listening. I understand. I'm trying to see verbatim what was said that they were going to be searching for.
They never put the iPad or iPhone on the consent to search.
Well, I have to be honest though, because when he went to get the 2 devices, it was Brian Walsh that went and grabbed the cracked iPad.
Mm-hmm.
He went, he grabbed it, he gave it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if you hand me a device, I'm sorry, but I think you can articulate that that's implied consent. If I'm giving you $100,
okay,
I'm giving it to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's implied consent that I gave it to you. I can't then call the police and say you robbed me.
Right. Yep.
So
let's circle back to the Google searches. So we know what Google said about the searches. So that solidifies Jen doing the search at 227. Now, had Anna wanted to preload, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for, for the searches to go on by themselves, to me that would seem to be difficult. Different times, different sayings. But I don't know. But we have his Google searches, right? Should we talk about those real quick?
Well, I am looking right here, and I do see in my notes that how do you say his name?
Buchanan.
When he was asked, he said, with regard to the agreement, there's nothing that refers to anything about search history. He said, correct to that. There was nothing in there. They didn't use a form, nor did the attorney request a form. He said there was nothing about spousal privilege was mentioned by Attorney Minor.
Right.
There was nothing about location data about this.
Okay.
The only thing referenced in the agreement is communications, correct?
Right.
Yes, and then Buchanan said yes to be excluded. So communications to be excluded. Communications, conversations between Attorney Minor and Brian Walsh, and then Anna and Brian. That is what is to be limited during the search and analysis of the device's data. It doesn't say everything downloaded can be reviewed and analyzed, does it? No, it doesn't specifically say that. Let's see. Or verbal communications mentioned phone extractions. That means all of the data on the phone. And what was to be limited based on our verbal communications, then subsequently we put into the email form, was communications between client and attorney and husband and wife. So, and now the defense attorney is saying, isn't that your interpretation? And he said, no. He said, but he didn't write this email nor respond to it. But the verbal agreement on the phone with Attorney Minor was that we were going to do a full system data extraction on the devices provided that were consented to.
Yeah, you don't always do a full extraction. It's just easier.
Yeah, but then of course, he misspoke and he said it include all the cell phones, all the devices. So
That they didn't have warrants for.
yeah,
That's a problem. That is a problem.
I mean, to me, I think where it gets tricky is, you're looking on the device and then something pops up somehow, in and then it's
Ambiguous.
yeah, it could lead you to think something untoward. Although honestly, in my house, sometimes we've had some weird conversations, and if our search history came up, we would probably be under indictment because we talk about some very strange things in our house just because
It's crazy.
It's just funny,
It's crazy.
and those are things what about this? What about this? How long could you survive this? I mean, so maybe it's possible him and his wife did that as well. I'm not saying that that's what happened.
People are
But
weird, man. People are weird.
maybe, you watch a horror movie, like, is this accurate? Could this really happen? How long this,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what happened.
Yeah.
But
people are dumb. I've seen guys try to break a window and they punch it, and then they pick up a hammer. He punched it with the hammer in his hand and broke his hand. Just use the hammer side. That's why you picked it up, right? Now, people sometimes in the moment they don't think. Yeah, so, ambiguity is on the Commonwealth, and the police have to prove they had consent.
yeah,
Right? That's what they have. The police have to prove they had consent, and that again leads us to the evidentiary hearing that's coming up. But now, the Google searches, and we can't post them. Can't put them on the screen. It's kind of like Officer O'Keefe's arm. Yeah. So we can't put them on there, but we can discuss them. Now, this is more, okay, he did it. But in my opinion, like, this is where I start thinking when you hear these Google searches, right? When everybody hears these Google searches, because they're not good, right? Makes you look bad, right? So how long he Googled on January 1st. And this is leading me to where I think it would be difficult, Melissa, difficult for her to program all these things at certain times throughout the day. I don't know, Steve, maybe you would know better than us. It seemed to be difficult, yes, to program like 20 different searches at 20 different times throughout the day. Like, does that sound something that even you could do?
You could do it, but you need access to that computer to set up scheduled.
So you need access to the computer to set up scheduled. So
Like when you held it before you left the house, it allegedly, if you held it before you left the house, you could do that.
Yeah, if you have the skill.
The skill.
do you
Yeah.
have to have the device though? So let's say Anna's gone from the house, the device is still there. Can she control it now with her phone?
You could remote in and do things like that. There's
Yeah.
lots of different ways to do it.
But you have to know tech though.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know Anna's
Skill set.
skill set on tech.
yeah.
I know I couldn't do it.
hmm
There's no way I could do that.
Well, you know, you can hire hackers off TikTok to do things for you.
That's true too. See, so much I don't know, people.
Yeah.
So much I don't know. All right. So January 1st, he Googles, how long, before body, huh?
You need to censor some of those.
Should I not say him?
Wait, someone got it.
Oh, for showing them. You can talk on them, but you can't show them. Yeah. Apparently, that's what I heard anyway. Oh. How
Well-
long before a body smells, right? So you Google stuff like that. It's a bit of a concern for a cop.
Was it actually, see, we're saying Google, but was that actually how he looked up the terms? Was it
These
in Google?
are the searches that were from Google, his history.
His Google browser history?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long before a body smells? Yeah. Hacksaw, what's the best tool, to dismember
Something.
something? Is hacksaw. Can you identify a body without teeth? Yeah, I don't think we need to go on all those. Yeah, you guys know what he Googled. So when you have about 15, 20 Googles like that, definitely makes you look guilty now. I mean, it doesn't look good. And then you have the $450 receipt. So this guy went to Home Depot 9 miles from his house and he bought enough cleaning supplies to bury SEAL Team 6. Okay? Like straight up. He has enough to bury a whole team. That's a little weird. Steve, have you ever bought enough cleaning supplies to bury SEAL Team 6?
I don't even buy enough to clean my own house.
I haven't even bought cleaning supplies. I mean, Melissa, I know we don't have enough to bury SEAL Team 6.
No, we don't.
No. So, all right, how are we doing on Super Chats, Steve?
Just go.
Oh, we got one? Nice. I don't want to get off, but if law enforcement doesn't follow the rules, how is anybody's rights protected? Yeah, I mean, correct. Thank you. Crazy cat lady. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, and that's why the cops have to, and that you have to do your job. That's why we have policies and procedures. We do the same thing every time, people. Okay, being a cop's not rocket science. Okay, we do the same thing every time. It's kind of like surgery, right? You get good at it, and then you specialize in it.
I think somebody in the chat said that they weren't allowed to look at the communications between the husband and wife. But I'm looking at
Probably not.
one of the troopers said, is it fair to say when Mr. Walsh is being told we want to look at the tone, what that references is to see if whatever communications you might find on the phone,
Correct.
if they were communications that shared some anger, unhappiness, some argument or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for like, man, F you, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna leave in you or whatever. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for some heated stuff, which is normal. That's what you want to look for.
Yeah.
You want to look for any kind of intelligence that will lead you.
And I know people are saying the attorney Minor, she's white collar, but she's still a criminal attorney, and she still knows about consent, and it's probably it would be even more apt probably in white collar crimes because a lot of that stuff, it could be computer related and things like that. So I don't think that there's a pass. I mean, he did have an attorney with him. The attorney was there. She was,
Yeah. And he seemed very, from I read from the transcript, Brian seems very, he seems like he wants to help.
but there was no conversation to look at location data, was there? No.
No. Mm-mm.
Trooper DeChico never asked if he could look at location or search history or anything of the sort, correct? That's correct.
Correct.
Only characterization of subject matter used the words communications, correct? Now, see, communications to me is a very broad term. Communicating,
That is a very broad term. That's why
Is-
you need to be specific with what you're looking
yeah,
for.
what,
If you say communications, to me, that means everything on your phone.
yeah,
Everything, even notes.
because it's
everything.
a communication device.
Voice memos, you name it,
Mhm.
everything. Because you can communicate anyway. I can communicate with Steve right now with a smoke signal if I wanted to. Right? Start a
Yeah.
fire in here and smoke signal. Still communicate. So we'll get a warrant for that. We missed something. I wanted to talk about this. January 7th. Do you remember what happened on January 7th?
I probably do. What do you got?
I got a ransom email.
Oh, yes, yes, I just saw that. We didn't talk about that
I
at
know,
all.
I know. So, all right, people. So January 7th, we get a ransom come in, right? Email for it says we have Anna. We won $127,000. Very specific amount. Anytime they ask for a specific amount like that, that's a big flag. And normally it's 500,000, a million, whatever. When you won 127,000, you should have just made $127,813. Like, what do you need that for, sir? There's something very specific. She messed up. Pay or she'll die.
You can't say that.
Or pay or you'll be unalived. Sorry.
Steve, is that going to be a problem? Okay.
Pay us or she will be unalived. Like, was that real? That takes me to something like out of a movie, with Ransom with Mel Gibson, or Payback or something like that. What do you think of that? Now that's a little out of left field, people. That's a curveball. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really. They said that it was the second officer was the sergeant that said they looked into that, but we didn't really get to suss out much of that. Like, so
It's just weird.
why did?
Very weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Yeah. I mean,
So what are you thinking? What do you mean by weird?
it's so you have a missing lady,
Mm-hmm.
and her job is works for a building complex. She's the you guys know what she is. They had some drama at her workplace. I'm wondering, I don't, it's just odd. I'm trying to think of my whole career. I've never had a missing person with a ransom. No. It just seems odd to me. Now it's either,
Especially because she's not like a
It's
very
either
wealthy person herself, right?
yeah, and to ask for 127 is very specific.
It reminds me of the John Bonet case with the specific amount.
Yes, it reminds me of somebody who they don't want to take, they just want enough to pay off whatever they need, right? So it kind of tells you like they're not bad, all bad, but they're kind of bad.
Like, why wouldn't you ask for $1 million?
Right.
Aim high.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
would you ask for 127? It's just very odd.
Yeah, I would like to know what is the significance in their lives somehow. If they're
Somebody needs that money for something.
Mhm.
So something happened there. So as the cops, I mean, again, it could be foolish, could be nothing. It's just very interesting,
Yeah.
So when I heard that ransom, I was like, what? A ransom for Anna? Okay, I'll run with it.
Somebody had a good question. Was there no GPS on the ankle monitor? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in a small town
No.
like that if they
No.
don't have
No.
that.
No.
So
It
then how
wasn't
would
being
they
recorded? He had the authority to leave the house, to take the kids to school, food, stuff like that. So he was kind of able to kind of go whenever he wanted, and they didn't know where he was.
We were talking just yesterday. We were talking. I told you how I got lost going to my friend's house for a Bible study
She did.
because I followed Siri, even though I've been to her house 1,000,000 times. It took me the wrong exit and I ended up down by Park MGM. So I had to text her. I was like, well, now I'm coming down the strip to your house. And so when he says he got lost on the way to his mom's house, I know people might think that's ridiculous. You've been to your mom's 1,000,000 times.
You're an idiot, dude.
I once got lost coming in from Pahrump to go to the dentist. I ended up out at the Speedway. How far is that? I was supposed to go to Henderson. And I was like, why are we at
That's
this
30
Speedway?
miles the other way.
So, and I'm not an idiot. So I just want to say I'm not an idiot. So I know people might think that's a lie that you would get lost going to a house of your mom you might have been to a lot,
Yeah.
but believe me, it does happen.
It does.
So
It does.
to me that
Not to
doesn't
me,
that
but
doesn't
to
scream
her, it
guilt
does.
of a person. That just screams anybody that's listening to Siri and she's taking you somewhere where you're like, why am I here? This is the wrong place.
First mistake, never trust Siri.
No, she's great.
Siri,
She's my homie.
Siri it always leads me the worst way, the longest route. So I don't use Siri. I know my way. I worked in this town 22 years. I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
use Siri.
I still don't.
Yeah, you still need it. We got a super? We got a super. Nurse of interest, Jackie, $20. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you,
Nurse of
Jackie.
interest. If he gets off, will he be able to collect the insurance money on the side note? Great job, Melissa.
Thank you.
Yes, he will get the money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how life insurance works, people. If she's the beneficiary, he'll get the money. Yep.
Yeah.
Love your thoughts on this. Thank you, Juanita Henry. $10. Thank you.
Hi, Juanita.
All right. Yeah, I didn't want to miss the ransom. That was
See, a lot of people in the chat are saying same thing happens to them. Sally
What?
Port said her father used to say that I couldn't go to the corner store for milk without getting lost. I feel you, girl. My dad's nickname for me is U-turn because I make a million U-turns.
yeah. Let's see. So the seat in the here's the problem is they noticed the sus browser on the 8th or the 7th, but they didn't get an issue. Search warrant wasn't issued to the 8th.
But he stopped.
Did he?
He says Garino and said he stopped.
Well, Garino was doing all Cellbrite stuff.
Right. And when he saw something concerning, it says he stopped.
Which I wanted to point out, people, something else I noticed. Funny how in this case, Cellbrite is spot on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spot on, can't be wrong. Can't read case though. Shit was all messed up, right? They were saying, oh, it's not accurate. This isn't accurate. Apple's not accurate. This isn't accurate in the can't read case. But in this case, all of a sudden, everything is 100% spot on, dead balls accurate, right? Funny how that works. I guess Cellbrite got their stuff fixed.
I did note here, did they ask for a timeline on the 7th because they found something in or outside the search parameters? That was a question I had.
I would.
Or were they
Like,
just asking for a
what's this?
timeline?
Oh, hey, man. Because again, that's our job. Our job is, if you did something wrong, our job is to figure it out, call you on it, and get you.
So what I wrote, are we at the forensic or we're still with Buchanan?
We're just kind of finishing Buchanan.
Okay.
You know, that's where the Google stuff came in, and
Yeah. But he really wasn't like in charge of it. I mean, he's speaking on it, but he didn't draft the agreement to the attorney. He was a party to it.
Yeah.
He might have misunderstood it, but when Fanning came in, Fanning understood it, and he was the one. Yuri didn't take the phones because he was in Washington. So it was Lieutenant Fanning, another near and dear to our hearts from another trial. But Lieutenant Fanning came in and he took it, and he seemed to have a good understanding about what was to be done when he took the devices.
Yeah.
And I think it was him that said, he said he went and he's like, oh, hold on, I have another iPad for you. My kids use this, it might be helpful to you. So that's, to me, whether it's part of the agreement or not, he didn't think I'm going to call my attorney first. He just gave it. And it might be like it was a cold spot, like you were saying about the house with cold spots. Maybe that.
Yeah, he's giving it because he knows there's nothing incriminating on it. So you're always going to feel good handing something over. I know there's nothing on this. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Now I look good, right? To the cops, I look good. There was I liked his conversation. He seems to be, when DeChico was talking to Brian Walsh, because I have it right here, he says it would helpful if you consent to it. And Brian Walsh says, all right, well, I want to, but that I'm absolutely, you know, that's my intention. But my only request is to talk to my attorney and let her know what I want to do. At least give her, at least let her give me what my risk exposure would be. And I like that. My risk exposure would be in my life right now. Just so you're aware, if it's any peace of mind, we don't have a crime. We're not investigating a crime. This is a missing person, right? That's the officer back to him. And then Brian says, no, I know, I understand. And the detective says, we're out here in the community caretaking function, right? We're not looking up for a crime. We're actually here to help you. And he says, yeah, that's abundantly clear, but I just want to make sure that I'm safe. And that's a 100% smart thing to do. Everybody should do that.
Can I address this? I don't know how to say this name because it's not in English, but they said no, Yuri drafted the report to confiscate more than her phone and 6-year-old iPad. He never offered up the cracked iPad. I don't believe that at all. Well, first off, it wasn't Yuri that said it. It was Lieutenant Fanning that said it was offered up because Lieutenant B or Sergeant B was not the one that took the devices, and
That's true.
he did not draft the report. I mean, we're going through their own words,
Mhm.
and that's not what was said.
It's right here.
So they did not say that. I don't know where that information is coming from, but that's not what was said when they just testified. And
No.
believe me, I was up till 2 in the morning watching every word, and I have a notebook full of notes till
She
2 in the morning.
She
So
was. She was taking a lot of notes. Like I
he
told you,
didn't
people.
draft a report to take anything. The agreement had already been made. It was already discussed what was going to be taken.
Yep.
His phone and the 6-year-old's iPad.
Mhm.
And why did he take the 6-year-old's iPad? Yes, Yuri did explain why he thought that iPad would be relevant, is because the mother had been using it. The mother was, according to the 6-year-old, that the mother was using it.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter because it was agreed upon with Attorney Minor. So, and agreed upon with Brian Walsh. It wasn't that Yuri just created it out of thin air, and wouldn't you have asked for it too? It was the last device that allegedly the mother used. So why would that be so out of left field?
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
And then the cracked iPad? Well, the defense attorney didn't get up and say that wasn't true.
Mhm.
So then, yeah, if that was said by Fanning, which it wasn't argued against, then we're gonna take it as true. I don't think that we should sit here and say everything that these police officers are saying is a lie, because then never arrest anybody. Just let the country go crazy, and it will be like The Purge.
Or The Walking Dead.
Or yeah, I mean it's
minus the zombies.
yeah, I mean, if they say it on the stand and it's backed up with the report, then I guess that's what was said.
Yep.
We're not going back to Karen Reed where Yuri took a report of 2 lines. I
Right.
mean,
Right,
the
yeah.
defense attorney got up with the reports and he's reading the reports in. So yeah, I'm going to take it at what they say and what's backed up with the paper. If it's not in a report, you said it didn't happen, right? Isn't that what you say?
Mhm.
So
Not every cop is bad, and not all of them are going to. Most of them are always going to do the right thing, right? So if they say something, it's to take it for face value. Not every case is Karen Reed with a bunch of corrupt cops. Now I get it. There's some of the same players in this one, but again, we're seeing a big difference in Yuri's recollection already, right?
and I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect him by using his first name. I just cannot pronounce his last name.
So in this case, yeah, I mean, he did a fine job. He didn't really make any big mistakes other than for me. And again, this is not for normal people. This is just for the cop in me. I wouldn't have asked the kid stuff, and I would have gotten a search warrant. Straight right off the bat. I just get a search warrant. Takes
But
a couple
then that
minutes.
goes back to they were trying to look for
I know
a missing
again,
person.
and that's because I know the totality, right? But then again, just as a cop, every time I go to a missing person, okay, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Every time I go to a missing person, and if it's a female and the husband's calling her and her missing, yes, I look at him like he did it. Okay, it's just the way we are. That's just the way we are.
I did watch Yuri's cross-examination. I literally took notes verbatim.
Yeah.
So, I mean, respectfully, I guess we can agree to disagree, but I just don't think you should throw mud at them if what they said is what they said. This is not the same thing as Karen Reed and John O'Keefe.
Right.
So we need to look at this differently. Is he tainted because of that? Yes,
Yeah.
sure. It's unfortunate.
Yep.
But at the same time, what was said is what was said, and ultimately it's going to be up to the judge. I mean, the people online, we don't get to have a say. And I also think sometimes people online, we just because we think it's right, it's not necessarily right.
Yeah, sometimes you jump on the bandwagon and it can lead you in the wrong direction.
I'll just say, if I was on trial, I would hope it would never be televised, because first off, I don't think it's anybody's business. I think it's between me and the jury, the judge, and my lawyers, and whatever the victim or whatever the case is. I feel like having, although I love the trials on TV,
Yeah.
I think
to
it's
watch, yeah.
nobody. It's no, because then it's like you're coming into somebody's life, and then even if they're found not guilty, you still won't
tear
leave
them
them
apart.
alone.
Because the human aspect will never leave, and we'll always just tear each other apart, make fun of them, this and that. Nothing ever changes, people. Nothing ever changes. So really what you're saying is, yeah, did they mess up in Karen Reed? They did. Does that mean every time they do a case, they're going to mess it up? No. This just means that we need to keep an eye on them, of course, but that's what their supervisors are supposed to do. So, but you have to take it as a case by case basis. Now, this case is very different from Karen Reed.
Somebody did bring up about the reports.
But the evidence will lead us to where we need to be.
Regardless of search history, we were still misled by Walsh.
They were.
I think had we not known that info of the searches, we still would have issued search warrants for the house.
What do you think? We were talking about the 6-year-olds.
Mhm.
Remember the other night, and you were like, "Why is a 6-year-old walking around at 4 in the morning?"
And I did go back
with
when
an iPad.
when I watched that. It was, he heard a noise and he woke up.
Okay.
He heard a noise, which isn't
Okay.
uncommon. And it was Fanning that wrote the reports a month ago. I know somebody just said that about the reports. Fanning wrote the reports
Yeah,
a month
Fanning wrote.
ago.
Yep.
And last week or so, you wrote reports on those. I do have a big problem with writing reports years and years later. I think that I don't know what their policy is in that department,
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
but they should definitely write reports when it's fresh in your memory. That's
Yeah.
why you'll see cops sometimes pulled over, typing, you
Yep.
know.
That's exactly what we do. Whenever you see a cop on the side of the road and he's like this, trust me, he's not looking at you for speeding or anything. He's finishing a report. He's trying to get out of there. Probably trying to go finish and go to lunch.
Yeah, so I think UC Freedom isn't free. I'm pretty sure the report you're talking about was probably the report from Fanning, because I remember it was Fanning that said he wrote his reports later. I don't know. See, to me, it's like this thing is, you have a lot of cops all working together. You have a team effort. You don't have like Canton. It's completely different, because the initial cops were doing such a great job. I don't think that Massachusetts came in and perpetuated doing a bad job like we had with Canton and the state troopers. It was just a completely different animal. You had the other cops doing a great job in the beginning. What, I don't know how do you say that. Cohasset?
Cohasset. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You had them doing such a great job.
Yeah, they did. As a cop, I'm telling you, they did good. They did good, especially Sergeant Schmidt. He did a
Yeah.
great job. I mean, I read you the list of everything that he did. I would have done the exact same stuff. So, and they are trying and looking for her. Now, the trial's coming in October, right? And we'll see. We'll follow it. We'll go through all the evidence. We'll try to look at it. I'm already tainted. I'm not even going to give you my opinion, but Melissa will. She'll go through it with like a jury, right? A juror.
Well, I think that's
And that's
the
a good.
least.
That's the best way to look at it. And
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's impossible for me. I'm 100% tainted, but I like how that's how you look at it. That's fair. That's what America was built on. Is okay. Prove to me that he did it, because show me he's innocent. Show me that he did it. It's the same with Karen. You're saying she did it. We're saying she didn't. Prove it to us. And they couldn't.
Somebody said, what did they say here?
I always forget
They
what
did
they
a great job, but was it done legally? Well,
Well-
I'm not talking about Massachusetts state troopers. I'm saying the first two cops. Yes, the first two cops had said repeatedly on the stand that it was a missing persons. It was missing person.
persons.
I think they really were hoping at the end of it, they were going to find Anna well.
Correct. Remember now, because be careful in thinking that when you hear about this, and now again, you know the totality of the circumstances. So we know everything. So it's easier to say, oh, well, man, he did that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But like she said, sometimes you got to take your time and just let everything kind of present itself.
Yeah. You also have to remember police officers are not robots. They do make mistakes, and I'm
Yeah,
not sure how
yeah.
many cases some of the Massachusetts officers were carrying working for the DA. And
Yeah,
I
see?
understand that's like a whole different animal, so it's very hard.
They seem to have a lot of. We don't. I don't think we don't have any cops that work for our DA. Do we? No.
Well, if you did, they would be employed separately. Like I know
Yeah,
the U.S.
yeah.
Attorney's Office has investigators.
Yeah,
that
we have
you-
different people for that.
Yeah.
But not like if you're a cop here in Vegas, you're not gonna be assigned to the DA. No.
Well, I see. Bella Leona said he's guilty, but you haven't got to see all the evidence presented. So I think I would say, if this was your son or your daughter, is that
Mhm.
is that how you would want it viewed? You know. And at the same token, like I think this judge seems like a pretty stellar judge. She seems pretty fair,
I like her. She seems
and
very fair.
it seems like a different circumstance. So
The
I mean, she's the one that's going to decide, because what this case, or this what were talking about, was the defense wants the search warrant to be thrown out, and so then
Right.
anything obtained after.
Right.
But see, my understanding is one thing that I believe they were checking. Now, I don't know. I don't know if this falls outside the scope, but they were checking. He said, I went to CVS. I went to, was it Walgreens? I thought it was CVS.
CVS and a Walgreens, they thought, and Lowe's.
It was where is it? This was Connor Keefe. I'm pretty sure he was checking those things.
Yeah, I have it written down.
Right? Wasn't it Connor Keefe?
Yeah.
So they were checking if he went. So they were checking, and to me, you're gonna have to check location for there, but they didn't check location on his phone. What they did was they went to the CVS, and there was no video of him on this at the CVS. There was no video of him.
Yeah,
there was no receipts.
Okay, so Fanning ordered the 3 troopers to go look at the videos at CVS and Whole Foods. Right? Proper. That's what you do. If someone says they went there, you go and you prove it. You don't just take their word for it.
Yeah.
You prove it. Okay, I verified you actually went there, sir. Because Brian Walsh did not go to the CVS and he did not go to the Whole Foods. They do not have him on video. So now, why did you lie?
Yeah.
If you didn't go in, say I pulled into Whole Foods, decided not to go in, for whatever reason, and I left. But he didn't say that. He said he went in, and now there's no video. So now, me as a cop, I'm thinking, oh man, yeah, you did this shit, bro. And I just need to pin it on you, like get you, figure out how you did it.
Well, because now you have a couple oddities. You haven't
So-
talked to your wife in a little while.
You haven't talked to your wife.
You
You got all them Google searches.
You got. Let's take the Google searches.
Okay, let's take the Google searches out.
Let's take those out.
Okay.
Just the fact that he says he was 2 places or 3 places, because I think say 2 or 3 different places, and there was no proof of him being there.
Well, they said the CVS and Whole Foods, and then they actually said he did say he might have went to a Walgreens as well, but whether he did or not, because he didn't go to any of the places. So, which is again, in any case, that's what you do. You send the cops over to verify. What they didn't do in Karen Reed's trial, verifying it. I think that's about it. What are we at? We're at oh geez, we're almost at 2 hours. Okay, geez, all right. I think. Oh yeah.
We did want to talk about the house.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at that. Let's look at the
I
house.
think I sent you a.
Can we look at the kitchen with the bench?
You're the guest. You can run the show.
Yeah, the kitchen. I don't know. I like the visual, and we probably maybe should have asked Steve to put it up when we were talking about where they were interviewing, because I know they were like,
Probably.
where were you sitting? Like, to me, those things are so inconsequential, but I know why they ask. It's, just so.
I forget we even had the pictures.
Yeah. And also
here
the
talking and
the
we forget
woods
what we
around the
brought.
house.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing
Trooper Garino.
One thing I did want to break balls about Yuri is when the cop asked him, and this is just something small, Yuri in the future, you could just say I was in the living room conducting the interview, right? He starts going off describing their living room. Like, well, there's this over here and there's a plant over here, and if you look out the window at 4 o'clock, you can see part of the Little Dipper. Like, bro, you're in the living room. Then they went upstairs, conducted the interview upstairs. No need to, start describing everything in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see how there's the bench there in the dining area? Yeah. And if it's wood floors, can you imagine kids running around, German Shepherd barking?
Right.
Like, yeah, like you could articulate that. But
Yeah.
then you don't just have one cop. And I
got a
think it's good. You didn't just have one officer in there. You had more than
They
one.
had a
So,
bunch. They had
and don't give
Proctor,
me the
DeChico, Buchanan, Schmidt,
Yeah.
Hunt, Lopes, Fanning.
Ugh.
That's all the cops.
I know some
And
people are
Tracy
going to say
Minor.
the blue line or whatever, but you know what? Different organizations,
Yeah.
no, and they
No.
no.
No, it as far as the police, doesn't seem like they're trying to hide or do anything, right? What happened is they did a good job. It's just they messed up for not getting that search warrant for including in the search warrant the electronic devices. That's where they messed up. Always get a warrant, man. Just like that, get a warrant. Now you're good. You're solid all day long. Solid in court. Why wouldn't you guys get a warrant?
I want to
Uh,
say that who is this officer here? Connor Kent from doing the forensic. He said that they had no access to the data outside the condition of the timeline.
Okay. Then that's good.
So
That's good. Because anything outside that timeline is what's going to be fruits of the poisonous
he asked
tree.
me to confirm or corroborate if the location data associated with the timeline. So it wasn't location data like random. It was they were confirming that what he said was correct. So what did you discover? And then they went to discover, yeah. And also he says it's embedded, your location, the native location data is embedded in Bluetooth, satellites, GPS, and Wi-Fi because the device is constantly communicating.
Mhm.
So you're going to get that,
They always know
and
where
even
you're at,
through your
people.
text messages.
They know where you're at, people.
Yeah, they always know where you are.
This is the day and age where you can find anybody, anywhere, to me, like on the planet.
Oh, here it was.
So,
Home Depot in Rockland, Massachusetts. Right? They were told that told to Chico approximately 4:12 to 4:15, 1/2/23. The device is in the air. This is where they found the device that it did connect to was the Home Depot in Rockland, Massachusetts.
mhm.
Um,
That was the one at 3:14 in the afternoon.
it was 4:12 to 4:15 p.m. on 1/2/23.
Right, the next
And
day.
then he talked to Trooper Garino approximately 5:30 or 6:30, 5:30, 6:30 p.m. He found some concerning searches on the iPad.
Mhm.
And then the one without the cracked screen. So it was the one that was it was allowed to be searched. And Garino stopped his analysis and informed the supervisors.
It was allowed to be searched. Was it allowed to have a full extraction? Or was there parameters on the search?
Apparently what I'm understanding
That's
is when you
the-
plug the device in, it copies the entire thing. And then you have
Right.
to put in your search parameters, which it sounds like they did.
Okay.
But then you're looking at native location data, to me, is not the same as location data.
Yeah.
And again, like this is over my head.
Yeah, it's
but
above my pay grade. That's
and
why
that
the
could
judge
be
is
what the
going to
problem
decide.
is,
Yeah. And again, right along, that's why it just comes down to this as a police officer, when you're doing an investigation and you think this might lead to more, which often cases do, get a search warrant.
Do you want to read Boris's super chat?
Oh yeah, sure. Got a super chat? What we got here? Boris, thank you, sir. Now, every case is at risk. Mass needs a clean slate. The mishandling of Karen's case damaged the trust. Walsh is trying the gone girl theory. Search warrant issues. Mass is a circus. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then UC Freedom says something about
You're not wrong.
how do they know if they use location data? See, to me, we're saying location data, and I'm assuming that native location data being embedded in applications must be a different animal. And maybe that's where we're misunderstanding. And I know somebody asked, do you think he's guilty? And I think he's innocent. Every red-blooded American should think everybody is innocent until proven guilty. That is, I feel like that is part of our duty as Americans to assume innocence until guilt is proven.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way it works in court.
No, you're right. Because think about it. If you right now, were on trial for something horrible, wouldn't you want America to look at you like you're innocent? And then they have to prove your guilt? Or would you want the entire country being like, flush them, stab them, You
We've
know,
we've
burn 'em
seen
at the
that
stake.
happen. We've seen that
We've
happen in
seen that
cases.
happen.
Let's not
Which
discuss those,
which
but we've seen
hunts
that.
which hunts happen, you know?
Public opinion
So
should not dictate what happens in the courtroom as far as if somebody should be viewed as innocent. I mean, people were happy to view it with Diddy. Oh, he's innocent, but the other people don't get the benefit of the doubt.
yeah. So again, we're just saying innocent until proven guilty. If he's guilty, it will come out and he will pay the consequences, right? Simple as that. So no reason to get frustrated, mad, or upset with anybody, whether they think he's innocent or guilty, because trial's coming. Let the evidence lead us to where we need to be. It will show up. It always does. And then it's up to the judge and the jury. And hopefully with everything presented to them, they make the right decision.
Yeah.
So we will definitely follow this case. Absolutely. I'm excited to see this trial in October. I think it starts October 20th or 24th or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to get Steve to pop up, but I forget he's on camera. Yeah, Steve, look it up. When's the trial start? I think it's October, if my memory calls me correct, and it does, and I always answer 20th. I was right. I said 20th or 24th.
The defense asked Garino, why did you stop this and why did you stop your searches? And he said, because the searches look like more than just a missing person. So,
And that's, again, whoa, stop, search warrant. I just saw one thing I don't like. Time out. Guys,
And,
stop,
yeah.
search warrant. This
Yeah.
is not looking good. And they can use that. No, I saw it. Yep. I saw those Googles. No, sir, we need a search warrant. So Garino was, even though he missed 35,000 texts, at least he was proper for that.
If the world can see guilty because cops screwed up time and time again and the guilty walks free, that's what makes us think different. I know, but you know what?
Yeah.
We're not all in the house with
Yeah.
people and seeing exactly what happened.
Yeah. And it's an imperfect world. That's life. That's life on this rock.
Lisa Louise said it. I'd rather a guilty go free than an innocent person go to prison. Yeah.
Right. I would always rather have that, because it's hard to lay your head down at night resting when you know if you did it and they're innocent and you put them behind bars. Like, I would not be able to sleep. I can't do that to somebody.
Somebody said in here, I've noticed dirty cops will turn off their body cams or say they're malfunctioning. They do malfunction a lot. Brian's malfunctioned.
Yeah.
I mean, they do. There's,
On October 1st, mine was going on and off by itself.
Mhm.
I actually thought, and I was discussing with the guys that were with me, I was like, is the command staff like trying to view what we're viewing? Like, I thought they were like checking on us. Like, are they still alive? Are they still working? What are they doing? Where are they at? I thought they were doing it, but they can't. But it was malfunction. Yeah. That's why I never touched my body cam on October 1st, ever, the whole night, because it was going on and off by itself.
Yeah.
So it does happen, people.
I mean, like,
What we're really just trying to say, look, innocent until proven guilty. That's America. That's the American way. Okay, so let's not forget that. You can have your own opinion. Of course, I have my opinions. I know what I think.
Yeah.
Right? I know what I think. I know what she thinks. It's okay if it's different. And we're going to find out in the end, October 20th. So that'll probably be 3 weeks. 3-4 week trial.
Isabel Park said, stop making excuses. There are no excuses for this botch up. Well, Isabel, I hope that the judge in this agrees with you.
Yeah.
But maybe she won't.
I don't feel like we're making excuses. They did a good job. I wouldn't say they botched it. They just didn't get a search warrant at the appropriate time. Everything else that Sergeant Schmidt did, it was a good job. I mean, think about it. The list that I read of everything that he did, that's exactly what we have done, right? Checking I'm not going to go through all that again. We've already been through it, but they did a good job. But they messed up. We're not getting the search warrant.
I don't think police officers have to use body cameras. Is it nice that they do? Because I see somebody in here says the police chief said we don't need to use them. I mean, think of all the years we didn't have them.
It's so weird when you go back to the 100 years where a cop's word was gold. If I went outside and I said the sky was red, it was red, and there was no arguing it. It was red, people. But here's the problem: you got a lot of cops that weren't being honest, and how many people paid the price for that?
Sure.
With body cams, it shows the cops. Well, most of the time doing the right thing, trying to do the right thing, hopefully doing the right thing. That's what I loved about them. I didn't like body cameras at first. I was against them. I was like, why don't you trust me? Would any person right now want to wear a camera all day and record every single thing you do 40 hours a week and then have somebody else review it and see if you're doing a good job for your 25 years? I'm talking everything you do is on camera. Does that sound fair? Does any company do that to their people? Is there any profession that wears a camera all day and then they can get in trouble for it? For every word that comes out of their mouth, people. Surgeons mess up, pilots mess up, teachers, Congress, Senate. Imagine seeing what they do all day. So with cops, I love the body cameras because I always know I'm on camera and I'm always going to do the right thing. I'm going to let the citizen hang themselves, which I did all the time.
I do think it's good to have the body cams because you would be surprised how evil the citizens can be and try to accuse the officers of things, and they're like, it's on camera.
And they lie.
I always felt like working with the union that we should prosecute people that
Yeah. They wouldn't let us.
make complaints like
False
that.
accusations against us, we weren't allowed to press charges against them.
Mhm.
Guess what changed though? That law. We are now allowed to press charges against people. If you come in Vegas, if you come at us with a false accusation, my body cam saved me 3 times. 3 accusations from people said that I called them a certain name. Never happened. Sarge shows up, we'll see the body cam. Never happened. They say we're lying and we've doctored the film. Can't. It's impossible. You can't please everyone. You can't barely please people. Can't. You just gotta move on. So not my job to sit there and show and prove to her that I didn't doctor the film or anything. I didn't say it. It's as simple as that, people. And it's on film. Get over it. Happens all the time. Actually, it happened 4 times. 3 women, 1 kid.
Somebody said that the issue is they say they're pulling data from outside the parameters, but
Correct.
that doesn't seem to be true because that's not what Garino said, and that's not.
And that, again, is where the argument comes in with all the lawyers and the
Yeah.
judge.
So I guess we'll have to see on that what the judge decides because
Was it out of the parameters of the search warrant?
Mhm.
Why am I looking at the light? Fucking memorized by the light. That's blinding me. Better light though, right, people? Right? Better light. But I was mesmerized by the light. What the fuck was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I was
You were saying outside the
blinded by the
parameters.
light.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So everything comes down to, was it in the search warrant parameters or outside the parameters? That's what it comes down to. That's it. That's for the lawyers and the judge to decide, not us. We can argue about it till we're blue in the face.
Can we
Doesn't matter.
switch gears real quick?
Sure.
Can we, since we're talking about Sergeant B,
We'll downshift a little bit.
are we done with Brian Walsh?
Shh. You guys done with Brian Walsh? I think we're done with Brian Walsh.
For now.
Because the case is coming up in October, so we're going to do it anyway. I think let's put a pin in Brian Walsh.
I think
Good-
so. Let's talk
good
about
discussion.
Sergeant B being relocated, or as some people have been saying, rehomed.
Brian Buchanan, Yuri has been rehoused.
Mhm. Can you explain in LVMPD what it means if you're put on admin, move to an administrative position?
Yeah, not good. Not good. Usually, I think I have it memorized. Yuri got sent to South Field Office, right? South Field Office. He's doing admin work. So he's doing
It's like training or something. It's like,
paperwork and
yeah.
bullshit. Basically, they're hiding him. They moved him away. When you're on admin leave like that, or when you're in an admin spot like that, it's usually pending termination. So, in my opinion, Yuri got moved, and he's probably might be looking at getting the axe. Maybe. That's just my opinion. And who else did they move?
Well, can we talk about in the I know
Whoever else
so-
they moved, probably gonna. Devers.
Well, she
Deaver.
didn't. Well,
She's
did she
on
move?
admin leave.
Is she on admin leave?
She's
or
on
is she
admin leave right
vacation?
now. Yeah, she's on admin, whatever, admin leave vacation. She's on leave. I think the same might happen to her too.
Can we talk about the chief of Boston PD that acted like he had no idea about the Karen Reed situation when it was one of his officers? To me, that was mind-boggling. His reaction was mind-boggling and very telling. Basically, he goes in and he talks with every cop.
Bullshit. I talked to I got over 3,000 officers. Bullshit. You talked to all 3,000 officers personally in your office. Nope, don't happen. Don't happen. And, all right, so let me ask you this. If I was a reporter, okay, you called her up to the office to have a one-on-one, yeah? You didn't even mention Karen Reed. What'd you talk about?
And why wasn't a union rep with her?
Yeah, what'd you talk about?
Or a superior?
Yeah.
Why wasn't somebody
Right.
else with her?
If the sheriff calls me to the office, man, I'm like, I'm not feeling comfortable with these people going by myself. Is this leading to discipline? Because if it's leading to discipline, I have the right to a union rep, right? I don't know what you're going to talk to me about. I don't know. So me personally, man, the sheriff wants to talk to me. I mean, well, I know the sheriff, so I would go. But plus, I'm not a cop anymore, so I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
As far as
I mean, there
police
are times when you'll go to like with us, with our daughter, when she had that went into liver failure. We did get
Right.
called in, and we got sat down, and we brought our medical bills with us, and we talked to the sheriff and the undersheriff. And the undersheriff at the time was Doug Gillespie, and the sheriff was Sheriff Bill Young, and great. And so that was.
He said, he goes, it's really boxes of explanation of benefits and bills. And I said, yes, sir. It's about four boxes. And he's like, I don't believe that. So I brought the 4 boxes to the interview when we talked to him at the went to the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
So you don't believe me? Here you go. Take a look. Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Deaver is related to Jen McCabe. I didn't see that
Is
was
she?
brought out in the trial. I
have
thought she
no
was
idea.
friends with somebody that is, was it Sarah? She was friends
Oh yeah,
with Sarah.
lifelong friends. I think was Sarah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
she's
Sarah.
lifelong friends. Somebody. Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me. But
it's a
in a
small
small town like that,
Yeah,
they
small
don't
town.
have a lot of relations. It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Well, in Philly, I grew up in West Philly. I went to school with Will Smith and his younger brother and younger sister. Most people don't even know he had a younger brother, Harry Smith, and he had a fraternal twin named Ellen Smith. And you know everybody in the neighborhood. I knew everybody.
Sleuthy Goosey said she's friends with Sarah Levinson. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Noodles Mama said Devers is related to Matt McCabe. Yeah, I didn't see anything about that come
are
out,
they?
but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But again, somebody says it's about transparency of police and prosecutors. I agree, but you know what? Humans are imperfect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's hard. Everybody does the best that they can.
Yeah. Yeah. We're flawed. So no matter what profession you're in on this entire planet, the human element will never leave. So therefore, there'll always be mistakes. It's just life.
I was wondering what you would do if you could change the face of the state police in this to gain back. If you could try to renovate the whole situation, do you think getting rid of all the officers that were involved in Karen Reed would renew any public trust? Or what other steps do you think would be a good idea to renew public trust?
I don't know if just doing a mass firing that might satisfy everybody. Your anger, right? The human element, the anger, like, oh, good, these guys got justice. They don't deserve to be cops. But a mass exodus like that could be detrimental to the department. Anybody who's been a cop for 5-10 years, you have to. I mean, I have to believe that you have to be decent at your job. I have to believe that you have to be able to function as a cop. So, and there has to be good in people. I mean, I know there's bad cops, but there's more good. To me, it needs to come down from the top. The leadership, the very top dog, has to have the I care values: integrity, courage, accountability, respect for others, and excellence. And then he needs to make sure that trickles down, right? And then you have to hold your officers accountable. Mistakes are okay. We're always going to make mistakes. Shit, I made a ton of mistakes as a cop. Mistakes of the heart are okay. Being
But
dirty.
You didn't make mistakes that cost people their freedom or their life.
No,
That's a
No,
little
my
different.
mistakes were just dumb. Oops, I should have done this. Like, you know, well, like we've talked about, you have a second to decide what you want to do as a cop. Decide and go with it. Whether you're wrong or right, it doesn't matter. You just have to commit. Well, I've committed some, and it's the wrong choice. It happens. It's an imperfect world. So to me, it needs to come down from the top, hold everybody accountable, show them how you want it done. Don't just tell them, show them. This is how we treat people. This is how we do scenes. And then you break it down. Go through your policies and procedures every day. What do you want to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about, you know, crime scene preservation. What do we do? So it keeps it in, fresh in everybody's mind. We used to do a briefing. I forget what it's like, a briefing exercise, right? In the beginning of briefing every day, you talk about something for 5 minutes. It helps refresh the laws, refresh policies, refresh procedures in your mind. So when you go out there and you do something, they're like, "Hey man, what's this?" And you're like, "Or the Fourth Amendment, you're violating my Fourth Amendment rights." And you're like, well, what's the Fourth Amendment? Like, you should know that. You should be schooled and knowledgeable about the laws in your town, but you should also know the Constitution and make sure you're not violating people's rights. Because I have some videos coming up about some bad officers doing dumb things, and you know they're walking up to people, "Hey, you know, come here, I want to talk to you." "No, give me your ID or you're going to jail," and that's not proper. So if you get a good leader, I think it could change a lot. Could change a lot. But I don't know what that leader position is, because I don't know back there. So I don't know if it's just the chief of police. I don't know if it needs to be the mayor. I don't know if it needs to be the governor. Like, I don't know how high it goes. But I don't think firing everybody would. I think it would please some people, but I think that would be a mistake. You need to let them. They've proven it a little bit. Let them redeem themselves and show that they can do the right thing at the right times. Like, I'm
That
a
makes
big
sense.
believer in trying to believe in people and show me that you can do it. If you can't do it, I'm going to see it. Eventually it's going to come out. And then I'll handle that when it comes. But show me you can do it. Let's try.
Christy, a painter's daughter, said, if the bosses aren't aware what employees are doing, what does the boss do for accountability?
The bosses are aware now. And again, the bosses need to be in the daily lives of the officers. So let me touch on that for a second. So I work in the corporate world now, and men love their titles and they're advancing up. What the bosses forget is they forget where they came from. If I was the director or chief, you wouldn't be able to pick me out from everybody else, because I'd be in a squad car in uniform out there working with my guys every day. Seriously. I'd be doing car stops. I'd be doing calls for service. "Aren't you the chief of police?" "Yep. What can I do for you?" "Oh, my kid's missing." "Well, let's find him." See, most chiefs will sit in office and they won't do anything. They remove themselves. They just want the title, they want the paycheck, they want the pension, and they don't give a crap about anything else. And I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, that's how they feel, and that's what they do. And it shows. And then you have a town like Canton, the police department slowly falls apart. Me, like, if I was the director out there or the chief, I'd be with the guys all the time. We eat together. We go to breakfast together. We go to lunch together, whoever's working at that time. I'm getting to know these guys. I know how they work. I hear them on the radio. "How many car stops did you do today? How many tickets did you write? How many calls for service did you go to? How many people did you contact? Where was your community policing? Did you go to A&E and get some pizza and talk to the guys? Did you go down the waterfall and talk to some people? What have you done today?" So when you do that every day, and I'm not saying you got to get in their business, but when you're riding around with them and you're working with them and you're one of them, right? You're one with them, you'll see. You'll see how they act. You'll see how they treat people. You'll see how they write reports. You'll see how they handle stuff. You need to put them through scenarios, force on force scenarios. Let's see how you shoot. When are you going to shoot? What is your threat perception? Everybody's threat perception is different. My threat perception is completely different than Steve's threat perception sitting over there. His threat perception is completely different than my wife's. So you need to learn that and educate them. So there is a way to fix it. It's not a fast fix. It is a slow fix, but to me, honestly, it could be fixed. It's just, do they want to fix it?
It seems like
Can they fix it?
Will you get the right people
Mm.
to fix it? And again, now it comes down to are they honest and do they have integrity? Are they willing to do the right thing and fight for America, right? For our freedoms and to help
Or
people.
Massachusetts.
For Massachusetts.
citizens.
You need cops that want to help people, not beat people up, not unalive people, not kick ass. You want to help people. The rest of that is a byproduct of our job. The rest of the fun will come with that. But the main goal is to help people.
I think it's interesting, like out here, at least in Nevada, we don't have state troopers like they have that have the same powers or capacity. Like here, it's Metro is the big fish, and then we have Henderson, we have Boulder City, we
Right.
have Nye County, we have Perot, we have Washoe,
Yep.
and we have our highway patrol,
Yep, highway
school
patrol.
police. So
Hopefully soon.
everything is a little different. So I guess maybe if you were to compare it, their state police would be comparable to like a Metro size agency, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
and
mean,
I
I
guess Canton would be more like a Hendo or Northtown, right?
Northtown. Yeah, I forgot
and
about
then, and then
Northtown.
Mass would be like Metro,
Yeah.
the biggest one.
It seems like the hierarchy of police departments on the East Coast is very unique and different to out here. We are so spoiled, y'all. If you want great cops, come move out here. I know we have a couple of small problems, but you know what? Metro does have good oversight. Not everybody, I mean, some people get through, but they do their best because they do really care and they are very transparent. I want to just tell people if you want to know what transparency looks like, go on the LVMPD YouTube channel and look at how they debrief the community when we have a critical incident, when we have something happen, and then go on and look at what's done in Canton or what's done in Boston, and you're just going to see a very different scenario. And that's something I would love to see cops all over. That is great. I love that Metro does that. I know they did it with you because we're screen recording, your breakdowns of your incidents on there.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And there's always going to be people that are like, oh, they're covering up. They're not telling the truth. I'm sorry, but I am not ever going to believe that all cops are bad. I'm not going to ever believe everybody is bad in every job. And I think somebody said in there, well, they can take your life and your liberty. That's true. But you know who else can take my life? A doctor, a nurse, a truck driver, a fireman, a drunk driver. So I feel like
Crackhead.
everybody has accountability.
Yeah. It's a dangerous world, people.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, if you're scared of the world, wrap yourself in a bubble.
Yeah.
Stay in your house. I don't know what to tell you, but it's a dangerous world. This stuff happens. But that's why we have YouTube, and that's why we have people like me, and Steve, and Melissa here trying to change the world, trying to educate people, right? You get Turtle Boy, Melanie Little, Emily Baker, Microdots. That's why we all jumped in. Yeah, Laura, everybody is helping everybody because we see this. We see the inconsistencies. That's why we're here. I'm not here on my Saturday morning because I want to make money. I'm sitting here because we want to educate you, and Melissa and I want to talk about the Brian Walsh case because it's important, just like we did with Karen Reed. That's why we do it. And if we continue to do it, we can always make a difference
in somebody's life.
Yeah, make a difference in someone's life. Yeah.
Always.
Always. Yeah. So I would love to see Canton turn it around. I would love it. It's such a cool town. It's such a cool place. It sucks that they're being disserviced. It's frustrating because I looked at being a cop my whole life as something completely different, and it angers me and it frustrates me that Gonzo and I can look at our careers, how much we wanted to help people, and these guys don't. These guys don't. I don't get that. And I get it. I like taking bad guys to jail too. Don't get me wrong. I like putting a thumping on somebody just as much as everybody else. But there's a right time, right place. And again, we're always here to help people. So I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I forget.
That happens to me a lot, especially as I get older. Do we get super chat? Oh, okay. You want to let me
Somebody gave a bunch of gifted memberships too.
Gifted membership. All right, let's take care of some. Yeah, I'll read them.
Auntie Bev did the 10 gifted memberships.
Sunshine 1287. Carla became a YouTube member. Thank you, Carla.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading from the bottom up, Steve. Steve's like, wait a minute.
You're doing it the wrong order.
You're doing it wrong.
Film Freak gifted 1 LVCopsTV membership. Thank you, sir. Or man. Dr. L is my hero, became a YouTube member. Dr. L? Who's that? Dr. L? Oh, member for us. Sorry. I'm an idiot.
That's
sorry.
her name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's funny.
I was like, who's Dr. L? Do we know him? Is he a YouTuber? Justice for Anna Walsh.
Member for 2
Member
months.
for 2 months. Thank you. Thank you. Go watch the videos. They're funny.
Oh yeah, tell them to go to the membership tab.
Yeah, go to the membership tab on the YouTube thingy. Go to membership, hit that, and then you can see our members videos, which are funny. I try to do one. I'm trying to do one once a week. But look at the one where it says Brian and Gonzo got the case of the giggles. That's one of my favorite ones. That was funny. All right, Lillian, member for 9 months. Thank you. Hi from Sweden. Y'all got good chocolate. Good watches too, right? Sweden? Is that where Swatch is from? Sweden? Swiss, right? Swiss Army knives. I like them. Charlie Raven, member 7 months. Thank you, Charlie. Right along forever. Miss you, Gonzo. Yes, we do miss Gonzo.
Gonzo was in the chat earlier.
Gonzo was in the chat.
Mhm.
We missed it. What up, G? Missed you, sir. I'll probably see you tomorrow at work. No, Monday. He's off on Thursday, Sundays. Good cops, I feel, have no problem with good cops. I feel have no problem with transparency. Crazy cat lady, $1.99. Thank you. Yes, there's more good cops than bad cops, people. And you got to remember, the only thing you see on the news is all the bad stuff. They're not showing you all the good stuff, right? They're not showing you on the news, me driving around and changing people's lives. That people don't want to see that. They prefer the dirt. So, tons more cops. Auntie Bev's Cape Cod Cottage gifted 10 LVCopsTV memberships. Thank you all.
Yeah, we got some Venmos.
Venmo. Do we even have Venmo? That's Steve's money. He takes it all.
Got a stop emoji from Andreya.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you, Andreya. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing well.
Mary says, thank you, Freed.
Thank you.
F. Reed.
Freed. Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
And Nicole
says,
from Eastern Tennessee, rock on, gentlemen.
oh, thank you. $50. He must be rich. You crazy, Nicole. You crazy. But we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the Venmos.
Thank you. Thank you all. What are we, 2 hours? 2 hours and 20? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Isabel, I'm Brian's wife. That's who he's talking to. And I just like my anonymity. That's why I don't want to come on. I just like to be a private person.
Yes. So all you people in the chat or in the comments later saying, your wife should have been on camera. Well, she doesn't want to be. Well, I'm not going to make her.
This is America. You can't make me.
That's right.
I have rights.
She demands her anonymity, and I respect that. I mean, what else can you do? You have to. So, all right. What else?
Somebody wants to know, is Gonzo gone for good? We had our, Gonzo had a wonderful party with some of the creators and the guys, and that was great. I hope you go back and watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I started the show with Gonzo, wanted to finish this. I planned on doing 5-10 years with Gonzo. But, he has some family issues that he needed to take care of. And you also have to remember, he also just was tired of YouTube. He wanted to take care of his parents. Yes. But a lot of people forget Gonzo was done with YouTube. He just didn't want to do it anymore. It's a lot of work, right? I've been up since 5 this morning. It's my Saturday, my day off. I'm going to spend 8 to 10 hours working on YouTube today. Gonzo doesn't want to do that anymore. So he wanted to retire. So no, he will not be coming back. Will he phone in or maybe come in as a guest once in a while on something cool? Whenever he wants to. Yes, he can. He has an open invitation. Gonzo, he's Gonzo. So, but for now, it's just me and Steve. So it is what it is. And today, it's Melissa. Tomorrow, you never know who it's going to be. So, I wanted to talk about, who was the other case we were talking about? Oh, I forgot her name already. Fitzsimmons. Kelsey Fitzsimmons. We don't know a whole lot about that. We're gonna do a video on that. You people in the chat know what I'm talking about? Kelsey, McSimmons, McDonald's. Kelsey Fitzsimmons. So she was a police officer, right? And her husband was a firefighter, and things happened. And do we want to talk about that?
Sure, we can.
Or shall I wait for a video?
You can do it if you want.
That's not him. Yeah. That's Mr. Brian Walsh. Yeah, you know what? I'll save that for another video. We'll save it for another video. We've been here 2.5 hours. I don't want to keep you guys all day on your Saturday.
Oh, the kids are trying to get McDonald's.
Oh, because I said McSimmons.
That's funny.
They're already working an angle. Yeah, no. Can't blame it. McDonald's is good.
Quick overview of it's on the screen.
All right. North End officer shot by a colleague and being smeared to distract from the botched response from the lawyers. The lawyer says that is that's going to be an interesting case. So I'm definitely going to talk about this in a future video. I won't talk about it now because we'll get some more details, and we're already 2.5 hours in. I don't want to make this a 3 or 4 hour live, but I am going to talk about that because yes, I don't like what I saw. So
Will's in the chat.
what up, Will? Will the Glarer. We need to do a show with Will.
Dan in the back, or Dan in the Outback one says, I never trust any cop. There is no such thing as a casual conversation with a cop.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. Anytime, if I come up and I start talking to you, technically it's like an interview. Yeah. So you're not wrong. The best way to be is to say, if the cop starts talking, like I used to just go up and start talking to people all the time. Hey, how you doing, sir? I'm doing good. If they don't want to talk to you, or if you don't want to talk to the officer, you can just say, sir, I'd rather not talk to you today. Or you can actually just say, how you doing, sir? And turn around and walk away. You don't have to stand there and talk. So it's okay. You can say, I've had people look at me and go, and I'm like, okay. I've had people give me the finger, again, the human aspect.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of special person you have to be to just start flipping off cops, but
Some people get angry. Yeah, see, he's flipping me off right now.
that's a friendship flip off though. But if he was just driving down the street in the black and white, I just think, you know what? You still show respect, because when you make a phone call to 911, you might be getting that cop, and I just don't understand the disrespect. So you don't like all cops all over the world? I mean, that's just so narrow-minded. And I'm sure the chat will agree with me. There might be a few bad apples.
There's always, though.
But to be rude to everybody, that's like one doctor wronged you. So every time you see a doctor, you're going to go up and kick him in the knee. It just makes no sense. Yeah. So, and you know what cops don't do? They don't come back at you for flipping them off when you drive by. You know who will come back at you? Maybe that doctor.
Normal people with the road
Normal
rage.
people will come back at you.
Road rage with the cops. Yeah, people flip me off, and I was just like, okay, yeah, but you can express yourself how you want.
It's not about the First Amendment. Just because you don't use the First Amendment to be a terrible person. Somebody said it's a First Amendment right to flip anyone off. So yeah, but does that mean it's respectful? I mean, where is class and respect?
Yeah, there's that gray area. It's just like guys know, like if I see you in person, you want to walk up and give me the finger. Okay. But what if you get smacked in the mouth? So it changes it, right? So it's okay for you to give up and express your First Amendment rights to insult us. But then if we take it a step further, well, because that's what happens, right? Men know there's a line you don't cross. I'm not talking uniformed or cops, just says two men, right? Me and Steve are standing here. We know there's a line that you don't cross, right? And then an ass whooping's coming, right? So it's just being decent, so you don't get that ass whooping. I always just say when I was a cop, if you want my attention, you got it. But now you don't like it. But you wanted it. Now you got it. Don't do it. Just smile and wave. Very simple.
Just be a respectful person. Every person is deserving of respect. You don't have to like them or whatever, but I mean, it's just
treat everybody how you want to be treated.
Yeah, that's what makes us a little bit different from animals. And maybe animals treat each other nicer than people treat each other. So maybe, take a lesson from your dog and be a little kinder to people. And, if you don't have anything nice to say, it's okay to not say anything, right?
Yeah.
Or it's okay to, I don't know, put your phone down and say hello to people out in the world.
Yeah.
I would want to say to the people in Massachusetts, get involved if you guys have like community policing events and things like that where you can get involved with your officers. Like Metro has that. You can go have coffee with a cop.
First Friday.
Yeah.
First Tuesday.
You can go have coffee with a cop almost every week somewhere here in the city if you want to, and you want to build that community relationship with them. And I think the police appreciate it too. And don't look at them like they're pariahs. They're people too.
Yeah. Yeah. We have problems. You know, we have indigestion, heartburn, just like everybody else. You're sitting there talking to somebody and you got to go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, I don't want to be here. Or, you know what I mean? Cops are people, man. So sometimes you got to turn it on, turn it off. Sometimes it's hard to turn it off. Sometimes it's hard to turn it on when you need to, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, your First Amendment right. Yeah, you have that. You can say or do whatever you want, but don't interject yourself into a situation that doesn't need to be. You know, just smile and wave. That's what I always do. Smile and wave. Still smile and wave when I see the cops out down the street.
Oh, somebody said they do have coffee with the cop here in Boston. I would say go have some coffee
get
and
to learn your
support the cops.
Yeah, get to know them personally, and then you won't look at them that way. You know, go have a lunch with them, have breakfast with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So, all right.
This was fun. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
I'm gonna go home and go to sleep.
You're getting McDonald's first for the kids.
The
Well,
McDonald's blackmail.
We got a super chat. Sin N. My big issue with the Reed case was my dad, ex-cop, one noise, and he is on the porch in his skivvies with his shotgun and dog. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Why he never came out of the house? Well, we think we know why, but you know, it's
Our opinion.
Yeah, it's our opinion. You know, he didn't want to come out of the house. I'd have been out there in my skivvies, helping out as much as possible, grabbing blankets, bringing out coffee, making them food, whatever they need to help. That's what me and Melissa would have done.
Coffee with Dever, never.
Coffee with Dever, never. Nah, hard pass. Yeah, well.
I don't think she'd want to have coffee with any of the peasants.
She don't get it. You're peasants to her. She's like the queen.
Yeah.
Y'all are beneath her.
Yeah.
What's her name in Game of Thrones? What was that?
What was the queen?
The one that everybody hated. Not.
What was the queen in Game of Thrones?
The girl who, gosh. Not. No.
Oh my goodness.
What's her name? The queen.
Cersei.
Cersei.
Thank you, Darkling. I listen.
Yeah.
Cersei.
She's like Cersei. Yeah.
Cersei.
Yeah. It's Queen Cersei. Yeah. In the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Yeah.
Well, Dever played. We'll see what happens with her.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, people. I think Steve, we good?
Yeah, we got everybody can check out in 20 minutes. Glares, it's on the screen. Glares going over.
Okay. Claire is going to be doing what with Betero?
Yeah, he's flipping you off.
Oh, yeah, Betero. Yeah, you know what? I will. Yeah, I was thinking of having having you on to review a video with me, but I'm gonna find the perfect video, and I will be in touch, sir, because it'll be fun. You know, because I'm a cop, normal citizen, so.
It would be fun to have him make the call.
Oh, jeez. Will be like, shoot him! Dude, you're not even there yet. I don't care. Get this motherfucker. All right, people. So we're good, Steve? Melissa, anything you would like to add? Thank you for being a guest. It is an honor and a privilege to have you.
Thank you for letting me talk cases. You know how I love to talk Bible and legal cases. Those are my big two things, and I love that we get to have these conversations.
It is. She gets to have them every night. All right, everybody. We're going to end it here. What do we got? 2.5 hours. So we are honored and humbled that you even watch us. So Steve and I have a lot of good things coming up. Make sure you go subscribe to his new YouTube channel. Any Guy AI. I promise it probably won't turn into Skynet and unalive you in your sleep, but you know Steve, he's a little crazy. So
Steve, can you do more baby videos of Brian? Yeah. That was my favorite video of you three.
Baby.
Yeah, that would be
That
great.
Was a funny video where you're like, I did pause it.
Yeah, that was
I'm
so
yelling
cute.
at you, little baby. I did pause it. Like,
That
oh,
was
how
so
could you be
cute.
mad at that cute little face? So, all right. Any guy. Oh, there you go. Any guy. AI. Steve, put it up there on the screen for you. So go over, show him some love. I'm sure he's going to be doing some videos soon, as long as it doesn't interfere with LVCopsTV. If that does, I will have to Nancy Kerrigan him,
Off with his head.
and I'll run it behind him when he's not looking. Hit him in the bat, knee in the bat with a bat. Take him out.
I kid.
I might do that anyway, just for the fun of it.
I paused it.
Oh, I love messing with Steve. Everybody needs a Steve. All right. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Twitter, X, Facebook, YouTube, your sister's ass, whatever. Do it all. You know it. You guys are adults. You know what to do. Oh, if you have any videos that you would like me to review, and I'm talking short ones, people, not no hour court shit. I'm talking like a minute, 30 seconds, a minute, 2-minute videos. Send them to ask@LVCopsTV, and Steve and I will see them. It doesn't have to be really cop related, just anything that you think might be funny. If you want my reaction to it, cool, send it in, because I'm reacting to videos all the time. So, all right, we'll send you off on your Saturday afternoon. Go have fun. Thank you for hanging with us. Thanks for watching. For all of those still serving, have a safe tour duty. Make a difference in someone's life. Stay classy, Las Vegas.
Always.
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 Always. Bye-bye.
1 Sam 5 and 1 Sam 6, copy of 425 call.
Copy. 1 Sam 5 en route.
1 Sam 6, copy, en route.